Boswell Media Sports.
And welcome in, Whippet fans, to another edition of Kosciusko Whippets Baseball from Boswell Media Sports. Breck Riley here with you on Breezy 103. We got Donald back in the studio as we got an absolutely beautiful day for baseball from the Talbot County Fairgrounds at Whippet Baseball Stadium. We call this a Chamber of Commerce day. I mean, it doesn't get any prettier than this for baseball, or really for anything that you want to do on a Saturday. But a lot of folks have wanted to come out here and watch this Whippet baseball team. First time we've been with you in a few weeks. Of course, we had to take a couple of weeks off for that run that Kosciusko Whippet basketball went on. And, of course, they made it all the way to the semifinals, the Final Four. They ended up losing in overtime to Morton. But we're back here with you for Kosciusko Whippets baseball. This is our Premier Medical pregame show as we tell you all about what to expect as the Whippets are welcoming in longtime rival, the New Hope Trojans. These teams played just a few weeks ago, or was it last week? It was last week. Last Monday, I believe it was. March the 2nd is the last time these teams played, and that was a close win, a 7-6 win for New Hope. They got that in walk-off fashion in the bottom of the 7th inning. And so a very, very tight game between these two squads just a few days ago. And so Kosciusko's looking for some retribution, if you will. Taking a look at your field conditions and your weather report. We told you the weather report. This Chamber of Commerce weather, not a cloud in the sky. Right now, as we're approaching first pitch, it is 71 degrees and no real wind or anything. The field looks great. It's finally filled in a little bit. Early on in the season, you have some bare spots out there because, we're usually dealing with maybe effects of like an ice storm or lots of rain. But the field has come in nicely here. So that's brought to you by the Talbot County Co-op. Speaking of the co-op, they're having a blood drive over at the co-op today. So if you're looking to donate some blood, they're doing that just across the street from us. Do that for a good cause for Mississippi Blood Services. But here, we'll continue and give you the starting lineups brought to you by Holmes Community College. First up for the visitors from New Hope, a long way over there to Lowndes County. It's almost in Alabama. But the Trojans come in at 7-7 on the season. Leading things off will be the center fielder, Drew Glenn. And then it was batting second. It was the hero of that game one for the Trojans, Dalton Elmore. He had a big game against the Whippets. He'll bat second. He'll play right field. The other Elmore will play left field. That would be Ethan Elmore. The batting cleanup will be the first baseman, Braden Edmonston. Batting fifth, number 6, the designated hitter, Chase Hall. Batting sixth and playing second base will be number 34, Benin Adams. And then your bottom third of the order starts off with number 9, Carson Willis. He is the third baseman. Jack Moore, he's number 2, and he'll be catching. And then Cody Hollis, he will be batting ninth and playing shortstop. And on the mound for the New Hope Trojans will be Wesley Prevost. So it goes Glenn, Dalton Elmore, Ethan Elmore, Edmonston, Hall, Adams, Willis, Moore, and Hollis, and then Wesley Prevost. For the Kosciusko Whippets, coming in with a record of 8-6, and they do have a couple of division wins over Greenwood, so sitting at first place in Region 4A. Leading things off will be number 11, the junior Braden Rigby. Batting second, playing left field, will be number 7, Brooks Kewen. It's a senior batting third, playing third, Aiden Howard. On the mound tonight, or this afternoon, for the Whippets will be the senior Carson Filial. He'll bat fourth. And then the Jackson Schuler, the catcher, he'll bat fifth. J.T. Herron will be the designated hitter. He'll bat sixth in the lineup in the bottom third of the order. Looks like this. Bradley Goss, the center fielder, will lead things off in the 7th spot. And then Brennan Truss will bat 8th at the shortstop. And then J.D. Cummins will bat 9th, and he'll play right field. And Braxton Smith is going to be in at first base, but not in the batting order. So it goes top to bottom: Rigby, Kewen, Howard, Filial, Schuler, Herron, Goss, Truss, and Cummins, and Braxton Smith on the mound. The Whippets are coached by head coach Cole McBride, and the New Hope Trojans are coached by their head coach Lee Boyd. So that's sort of a tale of the tape, if you will. Take a look at what Carson Filial has done on the mound. Well, we'll tell you more about that once we get closer to our first pitch, brought to you by Central Electric Power Association. Looking elsewhere today, the Kosciusko Lady Whippets softball team is also going to be playing. However, they're not playing out here. Boy, today would have been one of those great days to have the softball team playing the same time the baseball team is playing. I mean, you had a huge crowd out here on just a fantastic day. However, the Lady Whippets going into enemy territory, if you will. They're going over to West Lauderdale, longtime rival there. They're not playing West Lauderdale, though. They've already played the Lady Knights a couple of times, but it is a tournament being hosted by West Lauderdale. The Lady Whippets are going to take on Northeast Lauderdale, so they're playing the Trojans as well. Kosciusko baseball playing New Hope, but the Lady Whippets playing the Northeast Lauderdale Trojans. That game is at 3 o'clock, so we'll be well into our ball game by then. We'll give you updates as we can. And then for the later on this evening, the Lady Whippets will take on the Yellow Jackets of Union High School. So 3 o'clock first pitch for Northeast Lauderdale versus Kosciusko, and a 5 o'clock first pitch for the Union High School Lady Yellow Jackets. So that's a look at what's going on today elsewhere around in Whippet athletics. You got some junior high baseball games coming up this week, and then the Whippets' actual next baseball game isn't until Friday. They got a little bit of a break here, and they'll welcome in the Yazoo City Indians on Friday, and that will be for a district ball game, so a chance to improve the district record and, try to set some postseason seeding with that one. So that'll be a very important one. And then also this week, the Lady Whippet softball team is going to be taking on Yazoo City, and the Whippet tennis team is going to be facing off against Upora. And then on Saturday next week, the Whippets are getting on the road to take on the Cleveland Central Wolves. So that's a look at sort of the next 8 to 9 days in Whippet athletics, and we might end up picking up one of that Yazoo City ball game. We owe you a couple of ball games as we lost a few because of basketball. I think we lost 2 games because of basketball, and just scheduling conflicts with with our schedule. So we still owe you a couple of ball games, and we'll try to get those out to you, but I think one that we might want to make up is on this upcoming Friday against Yazoo City. So make sure you're just following breezynews.com and Boswell Media Sports to get those updates. And remember to join us each and every Thursday for the Baptist Memorial Hospital Italic Coaches Show, where we sit down and talk with Whippets head baseball coach Cole McBride. Didn't have one this past Thursday. Spring break for the team. So we took a break as well for Coach McBride to spend some time with his family, but we'll pick it back up this week with the Baptist Memorial Hospital Italic Coaches Show on Thursday mornings during the breakfast show, and you can find out what's happening in Kosciusko Whippet baseball news. But the starting lineups being called out. The New Hope Trojans are lined up along that first base line. The Whippets running out to their positions. We'll also remind you that we are streaming the game video, Breezy 103 FM YouTube channel. Brought to you by Express Lube. But right now we'll step aside for our prayer and our national anthem. Back with more Whippets baseball after this on Breezy 103.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Sunstar Insurance walks with you through life's twists and turns, offering tailored coverage for every chapter. Our devoted team makes sure you have the choices and support you deserve, turning uncertainty into peace of mind. Whether you're securing a home, a car, or your future, we put reliability and care at the heart of every policy. With Sunstar Insurance, you're backed by a partner committed to protecting what matters.
I'm Robbie Robertson.
I'm Bradley Tyler.
Sunstar Insurance, Court Square in Kosciusko.
Imagine this. You arrive, and before your favorite song hits the chorus,
Gentlemen, start your engine.
your oil change is finished. That's Express Lube, where faith, family, and blazing fast service come together. Need a filter replaced? We quickly swap air, cabin, and fuel filters with friendly efficiency. Whether you're managing a fleet, driving with family, or just appreciate speed, you're always welcome. Locally owned and committed to supporting our community. That's Express Lube. Stop by today. Let's keep you moving. Express Lube on Highway 12 in Kosciusko.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
When it comes to your children, you always want the best in care. Pediatricians Dr. Abby Wiltshire and Dr. Helen Turner at Premier Medical Group will take care of your child and listen to you. For sickness, wellness, or vaccinations, call 662-289-1800 for an appointment.
Boswell Media Sports.
And welcome back into Kosciusko Whippets baseball from Boswell Media Sports. National anthem's done. Warm-up tosses are taking place on the mound. We're just a few moments away from first pitch between the Kosciusko Whippets and the Trojans of New Hope. But as right before we went to the break, we were telling you about the Breezy 103 FM YouTube channel. That's where we have today's game for you. Of course, if you're driving, you don't need to be watching YouTube, so you can listen in on the Breezy 103 on your radio dial or download the Breezy 103 smartphone app and take us with you wherever you go. Those online audio and video streams are brought to you by Express Lube, locally owned, fast, friendly service, and proud to serve the Kosciusko community. On the mound for the Whippets is Carson Filia. On the season, he has 12 2/3 innings pitched. He has given up 9 hits, 10 runs, just 9 earned runs. He's walked 11, struck out 17, and hit 3 batters, 4.97 earned run average. But he had a great outing against New Hope last time they played. He didn't factor into the decision. He went 4 innings pitched, only gave up 3 hits, 1 run, and struck out 8. So you can see why Coach Cole McBride wants to go with the senior, the Holmes Community College signee here. So, yeah, he had a great effort against the Trojans just last Monday. So he'll be on the mound for the Whippets, who are in all white today. White tops, white bottoms. They have white hats. They have maroon hats with the white K. They have maroon numerals and maroon Whippets written across the chest. We'll give you the Trojans lineup or look after this first pitch, which was a strike to the leadoff batter, Drew Glenn. Our Central Electric Power Association first pitch comes at 1:06 in the afternoon. Second pitch is fouled off. That's a Farm Bureau foul ball. So quickly ahead in the count is Carson Filia. The Trojans going with black tops. They are black and gold color scheme, so black tops, gray pants, As Phil Y'all winds and throws, it's looped into shallow left field. Is anybody going to be able to get to it? No, it's down for a base hit. Boy, just no man's land out there. Playing back a little bit was Brooks Kewen, so pokes one out into left field for a leadoff single for Drew Glenn. One runner on base as Dalton Elmore steps in, a left-handed batter. Yeah, black tops, gray pants, and gold numerals for the Trojans. They have their names written across the back, and Trojans in gold across the front. As Elmore looks at a fastball outside corner, strike one. Elmore had a big game. I should say Dalton Elmore had a big game. There's two of them in the lineup today, and they're batting right back to back. But Dalton Elmore, 2 for 3, 2 runs. 4 runs driven in and a home run in that ball game last week. Quick throw over to first, but the runner Glenn is back. No tag from Braxton Smith. First innings for Whippets baseball brought to you by Pickles Drugstore on the east side of the square in downtown Kosciusko. Boy, Elmore, big kid. I don't have weights or heights listed, but he's a big body in that left batter's box. His fastball stays outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter. Dalton Elmore, another throw over to first, no tag applied. So no score, top of the first inning. Phil Y'all from the stretch, winds and throws. A little piece of that one fouled off, a roll back to the left. Farm Bureau foul ball, a Talent County Farm Bureau foul ball for the Whippets. Phil Y'all on the mound. Schuler behind the plates. Braxton Smith at first. Braden Rigby at second. You got Brendan Truss at shortstop. It is Aiden Howard at third. Left to right in the outfield, you got Brooks Kewen, Bradley Goss, and J.D. Cummins. Another throw over. A lot of respect for the speed of Drew Glenn. Of course, you would think, with him being the leadoff batter and the center fielder, got some legs under him. So Phil Y'all not want to just forget about him over there, as he's getting some signals from his catcher, Jackson Schuler. A little curveball jammed him inside, and Elmore put it up the third base line. Foul. That one came in on the handle. Elmore able to stay alive at the plate. It is Ethan Elmore on deck. So you got runner at first base and Drew Glenn. This is the full outfield, the first 3 in the lineup. Center fielder, right fielder, left fielder. The ball is lined into center field, but Goss able to move to his left a few feet and track it down for the first out. So 1 down in the inning. Whippets maybe a ground ball double play away from getting out of it, but Ethan Elmore, he's a right-hander. First 2 batters lefties, but Ethan Elmore will step in. This ball is in the dirt. Runner's going to try to take off. Rigby's there, and they got him. Great throw from Schuler. It looked like Glenn caught up just a little bit. He wasn't sure if he wanted to go or not. The ball didn't roll away from Schuler, but it was just kind of spinning in the dirt, and Glenn kind of got caught out there hesitating, and a great throw from Jackson Schuler. 2 down in the inning. So Glenn caught stealing. And there's a pop-up and a foul ball. Back out. Makes it a 1 ball, 1 strike count to the batter. Phil Y'all throws a breaking ball. Comes right in the inside corner for a strike. Big break there from the righty, Carson Phil Y'all. Filial ready to go. Throws. Fastball out. And we'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Filial steps off the mound. Some rhythmic applause off to our right from the New Hope dugout. Filial kicks and throws. Popped up, going to get out of play over towards Peggy Abel's field. Softball field with another Italic County Farm Bureau foul ball. A souvenir for a lucky fan. No, he's bringing it back. Well, about a 4-year-old over there, he wasn't taking it with him. Maybe he's a New Hope fan, so maybe he's a throw it back sort of situation. Another foul ball. Yeah, a little 4-year-old, the 4 or 5-year-old with a baseball glove off to our right. He tracked it down, thought he was going to keep it, maybe, like I said, turn it in at the concession stand, but he ran up and threw it back to one of the New Hope Trojans in the dugout to our right. You know, you can't keep a home run ball hit by the other team. I guess maybe they take it serious up in New Hope. You can't even keep a foul ball hit by the other team. They like their baseball up there in Lowndes County. 2-2, another 2-2 pitch coming from Filial. Curveball stayed just a little bit up and missed by much. That was a full count to the batter, Ethan Elmore, if he's able to keep this inning going. You know, big Braden Edmonston coming up, the first baseman. Payoff pitch. I think that hit him. Yeah. It doesn't matter. He's going to get first base. The only thing that matters is what's different in the stat book, but I believe that one came inside and got him on the arm. So it goes down as a hit by pitch, and it will be Braden Edmonston, the first baseman. Big, tall left-hander. Edmonston in the game last week, 1 for 3 with a double. So Elmore, the decent lead over at first base. No score. Top of the first inning. Pitch runs outside for ball 1. Big wide stance for Edmonston, the left-hander's batter's box. Swinging, strike 1. Filial just blew it past him. Filial checks the runner at first base. Now there's a throw. Close play, but Elmore's back in under the tag of Braxton Smith. Whippets had a couple of games earlier. Another throw over and an even closer play that time. Ethan Elmore, as we said, the top 3 in the batting order are outfielders, so you got to think they got some kind of speed. Pitch going to roll away or sail over the glove of Jackson Schuler. Get back to the backstop, and it is going to be an opportunity for Elmore to take second base. Well, now it's a 2-1 count. Runner in scoring position for the Trojans. Long look back at second. Throwing to the plate. Breaking ball up. 3-2. Second straight batter to make it to a full count. The leadoff batter, Glenn, got on with the single, and then Dalton Elmore popped up to center field. Right after that, Glenn caught stealing. There were 2 quick outs. Outside, ball 4. So now runners on first and second. 2 outs in the inning, and Schuler will walk the ball back out to his pitcher, Carson Filial. A little confab out there at the mound. As coming to the plate will be the designated hitter, Chase Hall.
Now batting number 6, Chase Hall.
Hall, a sophomore. I have him listed as a first baseman / catcher tonight or this afternoon. He's just handling batting duties. But he had a hit. He was 1 out of 3, drove in a run. That ball game last Tuesday or Monday between these two teams. Fastball outside. Ball 1. I don't imagine the Trojans will be taking the bat off the shoulder right here. Filial's having a little trouble locating lately. They'll probably make him zone back in before they try to swing at anything. Shows you what I know, because there's a swing right there. Fastball right down the middle. Swinging strike 1. Chase Hall, a big right-handed batter. Runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Breaking ball floats in there nicely for a called strike 2. What pretty pitch from Carson Filial. He's been here before. He had 2 strikes on Ethan Elmore, but Austin ended up getting to a full count and grazed him on the elbow. Swinging strike 3, and that does it for the Trojans in the inning. That is a Dickerson Petroleum strikeout, but in the inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. No score between Kosciusko and New Hope.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
Back here at the Talbot County Fairgrounds, Kosciusko and New Hope. Whippets get out of the first inning. The Trojans get a couple on base, but Whippets able to keep them at bay. Nothing to nothing as the Whippets get ready to bat here in the home half of the first inning. First innings for Whippets baseball presented by Pickles Drugstore. Up first for Kosciusko, Braden Rigby, Brooks Kewen, and Aiden Howard. I don't need to put B. Kewen in my sheet because I almost called him Barrett. We had to put Brooks in there. Barrett Kewen, his older brother. I played for Kosciusko for a number of years. I played down at Holmes Community College, but Whippets getting ready to face off against the pitcher Wesley Prevost. I don't have any stats made available to us for Prevost, but we can tell you he is a right-handed pitcher. And so he'll face off against Braden Rigby. Rigby coming into the ball game, batting it right at 300. And 30 at-bats, a couple of runs driven in, 8 runs scored. So Rigby, the right-hander, steps in. And here's the first pitch from Prevost. It's lined to the right side, but off of one hop, Adams gets to it and fires to first base for the 4-3 putout. 1 pitch and 1 out. Good play by Adams. That took a little bit of a funky hop there late, but he played it pretty well. To his left, the Brooks Kewen, the left fielder, will come in. He's got a .350 batting average on the season, 20 at-bats. He's a lefty. Fastball outside. Ball 1. Prevost with a curveball. Kewen hangs one up into the right field. But Dalton Elmore takes about 5 steps in front and pulls it down for the second out. 3 pitches and 2 outs for Wesley Prevost. Talk about efficiency on the mound, but now for the Whippets is Aiden Howard, a .282 batter. Actually leads the team in at-bats. He's got 39 at-bats here on the season. And he lines one into center field, going over the head of Glenn. One hopping to the wall. Howard digging it out for second base. And Howard with a 2-out double. Gets the Whippet fans excited. Whippet's aggressive here early on. I mean, it's just, what do we say? That was pitch number 4 in the inning. And we have 2 outs and a double. A lot going on. But the Whippets will have a runner in scoring position. And Carson Filial stepping in. Filial actually leads the team in batting average. He comes in batting at .378. He's got 10 runs driven in, 8 runs scored. Curveball upstairs. Ball 1. So yeah, if you're the Whippets right now, this is probably who you want at the plate. Doesn't lead the team in runs driven in. That's the batter who's on deck. But Prevost switched to the. And that ball's hit high in the air in left field. Ethan Elmore going back. It's out of here. It hung up in the air. Elmore looked like he thought he was going to have a chance, but it says it's .345 out in left center. And I'd say it went about .347. Carson Filial helping his own cause there. He's going to touch them all. And the Whippets have a 2-0 lead. I told you that was who you wanted up if you were Kosciusko. Bases clearing. I'll send Jackson Schuler to the plate. As we told you, he is the leader in RBIs with 13. Sort of an excuse-me swing. And it caught a little piece of the bat, so technically it's strike 1. That was Filial's first home run of the season. There's a little chopper. It's a shortstop. Hollis is going to get it and throw and beat him by just a step at first base. So it is a 6-3 putout. But in the inning, the Whippets are able to get on the board. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 1 complete inning. Kosciusko with a 2-0 lead over New Hope.
In every sport, the goal is to be the very best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We strive hard to make every policy, quote, and claim a highlight. Our goal is to be your MVP. That's your most valuable protection on auto, home, commercial, and life insurance needs. The championship service from your Alpha lineup is consistently improving to score you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Call us today at 662-289-1024 or stop by our office at 235 North Madison Street in Kosciusko and visit our team of Jennifer Bruce, Diane Edwards, or myself, Chris Coleman, and allow us the opportunity to take the insurance playing field with you. We want you on our team at Alpha, the Chris Coleman Agency in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko puts runs on the board. It's a 2-run home run from Carson Filial, and they lead it 2-0 as we get set for the second inning here from the Italic County Fairgrounds. Second innings for Whippets baseball brought to you by, you just heard him, Chris Coleman of Alpha Insurance. And Carson Filial, as I said, it says .345 out in left center. Couldn't have gone .347. I mean, it barely went over the fence, but hey, it don't matter if it goes over by an inch or a mile. You still get to touch them all. And that's what Carson Filial did. Giving yourself some run support. As I said, he's on the mound in the first inning. He gave up 1 hit, hit a batter, and walked a batter, but able to get out of the inning with the strikeout. So due up for the Trojans will be 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order. That would be Benin Adams, Carson Willis, and Jack Moore, second base, third base, and the catcher. Oh, Adams will step up to the plate first. Try to cut into this Whippet deficit.
Leading off for the Trojans, number 34, Brennan Adams.
Oh. Adams had a good play at second base. Back in the bottom half of the inning, threw out Braden Rigby. Fastball upstairs. Ball one. Kosciusko played earlier this week in spring break action. Phil Y'all's fastball that time catches the corner for a strike, evening things up. Lost to Mize. Mize ended up coming. Kosciusko goes up 3-0 or 4-0, something along those lines. And Mize comes back and won that one. As there's a foul ball back into the net, a Farm Bureau foul ball. But then the Whippets got a good win, 1-run win over Seminary. And Seminary, they're the defending 3A state champs. So it was a good win. I was able to call Seminary's baseball championship last year for the MHSAA radio broadcast at Trustmark Park. They had a good squad. Sort of an excuse me swing, but I say he didn't go around. 2-2. Kosciusko leading New Hope 2-0. Top half of the second inning. Here from Kosciusko. Breaking ball outside. Makes it a full count. Phil Young got a strikeout in the first inning. Ended that first inning. He did go to a full count with a couple of batters, Ethan Elmore and Braden Edmonston. Here's the pitch. That comes up and hits him in the back of the helmet. So, another hit batter. Either way, it's hit batter's ball 4. That one just got away from Phil Young. Hit the back of the helmet, but it'll send Carson Willis to the plate. Once again, Jackson Schuler going to walk the ball out, talk to his pitcher. And we are going to have a visit to the mound from pitching coach Wesley Dew. But sometimes you do that. Also, Schuler might, do that. Give the runner at first a chance to kind of collect himself after he took one off the helmet. It didn't look egregious or anything. Just skimmed off the back of the helmet. He ran on down to first base. But Coach Wesley Dew will bring his infield in and talk to them. Runner at first base, nobody out. Kosciusko with a 2-0 lead over New Hope. I said the longtime rivals, the New Hope Trojans. I'm not sure how much of a rivalry it is lately, but when I was in school, boy, this was the game. Like, you didn't miss this one. This was, it was heated. I know guys in recent years, sort of West Lauderdale, maybe a Houston. Of course, when you play Louisville, it's always, how it is for baseball, football. In baseball, it was Kosciusko and New Hope. I mean, this place would be packed out.
Now batting number 9, Carson Willis.
Played for the North State Championship back in it was either 97 or 98. They went to a 3-game series. And so, that one lives on in infamy. A fastball right down the middle to Carson Willis. Called strike one. Carson Willis, the third baseman in today's game. Well, I remember being in elementary school coming out here to watch Kosciusko and New Hope play. Like I said, that was the game. Fastball off the plate. Ball one. But back then, New Hope was a division game, for their, I think they're 5A now. But, when I was in school for a long time, they were 4. There was only 5 classifications, so this was a division game. That ball will be fouled into the screen. Another Talon County Farm Bureau foul ball. But, when they changed to 6 classifications and then 7 classifications, you get the change. Like Neshoba Central used to be when I was growing up. They were always in our district. But now, of course, they jumped up to 6A. Things shift a little bit, but, long-time rivals here. A little bit low and outside. Whippet fans thought it was strike 3. I would equate Kosciusko New Hope baseball to a lot of people think about Ole Miss and LSU, right? Recently it's not much of a rivalry, but some of the older, generation really think Ole Miss and LSU a huge rivalry because back in the the 60s and 70s, and they had some bang-up games. Another Farm Bureau foul ball. But yeah, so that's kind of the same thing there. Sort of an old rivalry, Kosciusko and New Hope. Resetting it here after that Farm Bureau foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Was it 2 balls, 2 strikes? 2 balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Carson Willis, here in the top of the second inning, as there's a throw over to first base. And under the tag was Ben Adams. But Phil, y'all, from the stretch here, another throw over. Infield's back, thinking about a double play. And Phil, y'all, faked the throw over. I think there's some tension there between the Adams and Phil, y'all. Ball's hit up the middle, past Truss into center field. Adams will have to hold up at second base. Yeah, that one just to the left of the bag a little bit. So that'll be runners at first and second. Still nobody out for Jack Moore. He's the catcher in today's game. A junior right-hander. He will get some innings on the mound. But Carson Willis, who just played, just got that hit as there's a bunt being laid down as Moore bunts it up. He didn't bunt it down, he bunted it up on top of the Whippets dugout. So that's a Farm Bureau foul ball. But yeah, you see the third base Howard kind of cheating in on the infield. Thinking a little small ball here. With your catcher, Jack Moore. You got Smith playing in over at first base as well. Schuler going through his signals, and Phil, y'all, has to step off the rubber and take a look, reset, and get what he needs. Moore's going to square around the bunt. Now he pulls it back, fouls it off over towards the softball field. So, no balls, 2 strikes. Maybe takes the bunt off of the playbook here, but, you still got an out. No outs in the inning, so wouldn't be the end of the world if you gave up a foul ball out right here, but I doubt we'd see Moore try to lay one down. Long look at the runner out at second base. They're going to say did not swing or he did swing? No, they say no swing. They appeal out to the infield umpire and say no. So it would be ball 1. It looked kind of like more of a self-defense thing. I'm not sure he went around, but it was one of those things where he kind of started to swing and just kind of fell out of the box. So umpire says he did not swing, so it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Jack Moore. Big breaking ball up and out. 2-2. 2-0. Kosciusko with the advantage over the Trojans of New Hope. Top of the second inning. But New Hope is threatening. No outs. Runners at first and second. 2-2 pitch. That's high, ball 3. So that's a full count. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to put him. If you're Phil, y'all, and the Whippets. So, Phil, y'all, payoff pitch. Lined into left field, but right at Brooks Kewen, and he'll make the catch for the out. Big first out there for Phil, y'all. And it will be number 10, Cody Hollis, the shortstop. Hollis came in and closed the ball game for the Trojans last week. He went 1 1/3, no hits, no runs, and struck out 3. So he's big on the mound. But today he's playing shortstop. But he's someone you might see come in on the mound later on. Ball will be lined over the bag at third base, and they're going to hold up the runner at third. So now the bases will be loaded with one out. And we'll go back to the top of the order. What is hit number 3 for the Trojans? And one of those players, one of those 3 hits is back at the plate. Drew Glenn. He is the leadoff batter. He had a single to start the game. He ended up getting caught stealing. But he had, let's see, he went 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored last week. Pitch comes inside. Ball 1. So 1-0 the count. We got the infield. The corners are playing in, and at the middle they're playing back. I wonder if maybe going home with something here. Fastball low. Ball 2. Second innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Chris Coleman of Alpha Insurance. Ball's popped up into left field. Brooks Kewen will get to it. Runner is going to try to tag. It's cut off, and the run will score. So a sac fly brings home a run. The Whippets will still have the lead. The runners at first and second, and now 2 outs as Dalton Elmore will be at the plate. Well, Elmore was the other Elmore that got hit by a pitch. This Elmore lined out to center field. His only other at-bat. That's Dalton Elmore. Ethan Elmore is on deck. The big left-hander. Right fielder. Swings at the first one he sees, but pokes it foul up the third base line. Strike 1. Got some action going on over in the Whippet bullpen. Looks like maybe Jack Vance taking some warm-up tosses. Like sophomore lefty. Swinging strike 2. Boy, fooled Elmore with that one. Like a changeup. Just took a little bit off of it. 0-2 the count. Just need to get out of the inning with no more damage done. Checks the runner, now throws. Hit right back to Phil, y'all. He fields it. He'll run over to first base and make the toss to end the inning. But in the top of the second, the Trojans, they get 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 2 left on base. Kosciusko with a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
At Pickles Drug Store, your pharmacist does more than fill prescriptions. They're your guide to better health. We help you understand your medications, ensure your insurance is handled smoothly, and answer all your questions with care. Because at Pickles, you're not just a customer, you're part of our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Pickle. My staff and I are here to serve you.
Visit us today on the east side of the square in Kosciusko. Pickles Drug Store, your community Health Mart pharmacy, Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko holds a 1-run advantage over the New Hope Trojans, 2-1 as we get ready for the bottom of the second inning. In the bottom of the second, 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Whippets. J.T. Herron, Bradley Galls, and Brennan Truss. J.T. Herron, the designated hitter. Curveball, chops one to third base. Willis plays it off a high hop, throws over to first for the out. So once again, that's the second inning in a row. 1 pitch, 1 out for JT Heron. For Wesley Prevost and the New Hope Trojans. So Bradley Goss will come to the plate. Didn't even get time to tell you JT Heron's stats. He didn't have a lot of stats because he's a basketball player. So he hadn't played a lot. The basketball team just ended last week with their season. Goss takes a fastball, a little bit low, but called a strike. Another pitch called a strike on the outside corner. Speaking of JT Heron, in fact, I had that as his first at-bat. That's what I had. The first official at-bat. It says he scored a run, so he might have come in to pinch run or reached on a walk. A curveball, low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Prevost from the windup. Ball's lifted in the air to shallow left field, but right at the left fielder, Ethan Elmore. I don't even really think he had to move. So 2 down in the inning. Whippets getting bats on the ball. Just haven't really been able to put it in play other than the 2 hits, the double and the home run from the double from Howard and the home run from Carson Filial that gave us the score that we're at right now. So Prevost winds and throws to Brennan Truss. Curve ball. Thought it was a little up, but it's called a strike. Truss, a .227 hitter here in the season. As he hits one deep into left field in the corner. Is it going to get down? It will get down. As Truss digging for second. Elmore gave it a good run, tried to make a sliding catch, but not able to get to it. It hit about, 3, maybe 4 feet inside the line down that third base line. So Whippets, hey, this has been good for him. In the first inning, it was a ground out, a fly out, a double, and then a home run. So this inning, it's been a ground out, a fly out, and a double. So J.D. Cummins, if he hits a home run, the Whippets have the twin innings. But J.D. Cummins, the right fielder, the left-hander, steps in. As ball bounces in the dirt, Moore knocks it down, but it's not going to be able to get up and try to throw it down to third. So the wild pitch will let Truss make it to third. 1 ball, no strikes. So now that's a little different. So it's not exactly going to be the same. But still, the home run still in play for J.D. Cummins. Well, Cummins, normally you see him as a pitcher, but he's out in right field today. Another one that bounces to the plate, and Moore keeps it in front of him. Boy, Moore doing what he can right here to keep the Whippets off the board. But they lead it 2-1. But now Brennan Truss just 90 feet away. Down at third, J.D. Cummins trying to bring him home and extend this 1-run Whippet lead. Inside, that'll be ball 3. Ball 3 balls, no strikes to J.D. Cummins. You'd think he'd be taking it all the way right. He'll go back to the top of the order if Cummins can keep the inning alive. But it'd be Braden Rigby. There's a throw over to first. Willis wasn't covering the bag, but maybe just trying to keep Brennan Truss in check over there. Prevost, now he kicks and throws. That's called ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. That's the first issued by Wesley Prevost. And we will go back to the top of the order with Braden Rigby. So the Whippets have runners on the corners and the leadoff batter on. Last time we were in this situation, or I should say last time Braden Rigby was at the plate, he grounded out to second base. As we'll get a visit to the mound Coach for New Hope, Lee Boyd, going to take his pitcher out of the game. So we will have a pitching change timeout as he'll get a Prevost. We'll get a round of applause from the New Hope faithful. But we'll step aside for a break. We come back, we'll tell you who the new player on the mound is. But pitching change timeout here from Kosciusko.
Imagine this. You arrive, and before your favorite song hits the chorus,
Gentlemen, start your engine.
your oil change is finished. That's Express Lube, where faith, family, and blazing fast service come together. Need a filter replaced? We quickly swap air, cabin, and fuel filters with friendly efficiency. Whether you're managing a fleet, driving with family, or just appreciate speed, you're always welcome. Locally owned and committed to supporting our community. That's Express Lube. Stop by today. Let's keep you moving. Express Lube on Highway 12 in Kosciusko.
Hello, spring! And hello, Sullivan's Boutique. If your closet's ready for a little sunshine, you'll love the beautiful prints and fresh new styles arriving daily. From casual days to special spring celebrations, there's something waiting just for you. Shop in-store for that full boutique feel or browse anytime at shopsullivans.com. You'll even find beautiful E. Newton jewelry and trendy home decor to brighten up both you and your space. Plus, free local pickup when you order online. And don't forget, take 15% off online with code SPRING15. Sullivan's Boutique. Fresh style, fresh season.
Boswell Media Sports.
Coming in to pitch for the New Hope Trojans will be the right fielder, Dalton Elmore. So he comes in relief of Wesley Prevost, trying to get the Trojans out of a jam. Kosciusko will have runners on first and third and 2 outs with Braden Rigby, the top of the order. Coming to the plate, I believe the new player went into left field. I believe they just shifted. I think Glenn went to right field and Ethan Elmore went to center field. And I believe that is Gage Price out in left field. There's a throw over to first. We'll have to make sure we note that on the defensive changes, but I think that's the only one. So I believe Gage Price is in left field, Ethan Elmore center, and right field is Drew Glenn. But we'll have to sort that out. But a big, tall lefty. As the junior Braden Rigby takes a curve ball in for a strike. Rigby grounded out to second base. It's only other at bat. Stays up and out. Even ups the count 1-1. And I can now confirm that it is Gage Price in left field. Senior. That's what I have on my list here. Going to be another throw over to first. Cummins in under the tag. But to reset things, J.D. Cummins at first after a walk. Brendan Truss is at third. He had a 2-out double, and then reached on a wild pitch. So Rigby watches one curve back into the strike zone for strike 2. So it should be 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to the Whippets leadoff batter. Up high, ball 2. 2-2. Can't quite close the book on Wesley Prevost just yet. Obviously, the runners at first and second are still his responsibility. As he went 1 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. He walked 1, did not register a strikeout. Swing and strike 3, and that will end the inning. So, for the Whippets, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We've played 2 complete. Kosciusko with a 2-1 lead over New Hope.
When something happens to your car, you might say, "Oh, come on. Seriously? This is so extra." But what you could say is, "Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there." Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim. This is so extra. Get someone who can actually help.
Call State Farm agent Angel Alvin McDonald at 662-289-3161.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
Top of the third inning, Kosciusko with a 2-1 lead over the Trojans of New Hope. Third innings for Whippets baseball presented by Sunstar Insurance. Kosciusko trying to improve its record, 8-6 on the season. Already a couple of wins in district play, a couple of wins over the Greenwood Bulldogs. New Hope 7-7. I saw New Hope must have played a bunch of teams from Alabama. I saw, kind of glanced over their schedule, doing some broadcast work, and I didn't recognize the last three teams they played. So it's been some sort of spring break tournament they played. Of course, they're not that far from Alabama. I used to joke that if you hit a home run at New Hope Stadium, it lands in Alabama. That's how close it is to the state line. So Whippets, or I should say Carson Filial, will face the meat of the order. Swinging strike one from Ethan Elmore. Over the top of that one. Ethan Elmore, now your center fielder in the ball game. After the pitching change. Lined one into left field. It'll be down in front of Brooks Hewen for a base hit. So Ethan Elmore gets on. That's the third straight inning the leadoff batter has gotten on for the New Hope Trojans. It'll bring up Braden Edmonston to the plate. The big, tall, right-handed hitting first baseman. He walked his only other at-bat back in the first inning. Should I say right-handed, left-handed hitting first baseman. First pitch, swinging foul ball off to my left. Farm Bureau foul ball. Oh, Carson Filial just went over 50 pitches right there. Told you about the outing he had against these guys last week. Fastball low. Makes it a 1-1 count. Got some folks sitting on, I don't know what we call that, the berm? Is that what we're going to call that out there in right field? Fastball, caught the corner, strike two. Yeah, down in right field beyond the visiting bullpen. You know, there's sort of like that shed out there. There used to be a horse riding arena out there, so there's like a little shed out there. I think they use that for some storage, but there's a throw over to first base. Ethan Elmore back. But, yeah, well, you know, Mississippi State has the party berm out there. We come up with a name for that one out there. But a couple of trucks backed up, folks sitting on tailgates, toolboxes, enjoying the beautiful day we've got here. Last year they had grills out there, so I'm not seeing anybody set up with a grill. Fastball up. Evens up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, speaking of Mississippi State, they're taking on Arkansas up at Fayetteville. Ole Miss taking on Texas, the Longhorns. It's not Ole Miss baseball, it's Ole Miss basketball we need to be talking about. The Rebels have gone on a run in the SEC tournament. They knocked off, Auburn. Pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 3, makes it a full count. Ole Miss has beaten Texas, Auburn, and then Alabama. 3 straight games in the SEC tournament. They'll play in the semifinals later today. Payoff pitch. Hit, smashed deep into right field. I don't think anybody's going to get to that one. It is gone. That one landed probably out there at the soccer practice field. Edmonston turns on one, and he will give the Trojans the lead. So that'll be a 2-run home run. And yeah, J.D. Cummins he knew it. He looked up and just waved at it as it went by. So a 2-run home run will make it 3-2. Broadcaster Jinx out there talking about the Party Berm squad, and Edmonston sends one out there to him. And with no doubt about that one. Chase Hall will step in to bat. First pitch is up. Ball 1. Still nobody out in the inning. Fastball up for ball 2. Two-0 pitch. Low outside, ball 3. 3-0 count to Chase Hall. Hall, the strikeout victim to end the first inning. So far, the only strikeout in the ball game for Carson Filial. And right there, it is a 4-pitch walk. And that will be the second free pass issued by Carson Filial. As we have, looks like we're going to have a pitching change as Coach Cole McBride will walk to the mound. He's going to bring everybody in. I think he might be going to his second baseman, Braden Rigby. That is what he's going to do. So Rigby's going to get some warm-up tosses. Filial going to come out of the game. We'll reset everything as Rigby gets a chance to take those warm-up tosses. We'll be back after this pitching change time out.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Boswell Media Sports.
We got a pitching change timeout as Braden Rigby going to come in and try to get the Whippets out of this inning. So far for New Hope, they have taken the lead on a 2-run home run from Braden Edmonston. And there's nobody out and a runner at first base. So we did have a courtesy runner, it looks like. Colin Andrews is going to come in and run at first base. So Adams will be at the plate. And as I said, the courtesy runner is Colin Andrews. Big breaking ball from Rigby falls in for a strike. So he cannot close the books just yet on Carson Filial. We'll give you his numbers, though, as they stand right now. Rigby, throw back over to first. Carson Filial, 2 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 3, struck out 1. That runner at first base is his responsibility. So, I'll give you some numbers on Rigby, what he's done on the mound so far this season, pitching from the stretch. As a bunt goes up the first baseline, Howard's going to not have any play, and a throw back behind the runner at second base. Just a great bunt, about all you could say for Brennan Adams. Well, that'll be a bunt single. We didn't give you the defensive changes after that pitching change. Howard's at first, Filial's at third, and Smith is at second. So Filial went from the mound to third. Howard went from third to first. And Smith went from first to second. I believe those are all the defensive changes. But, yeah, just really great bunt there by Adams. And it'll be Carson Willis. So we'll have runners at first and second. Still nobody out. Swinging foul ball. A little piece of it rolled it back. Willis had a single, his only other at-bat. You saw the Whippets running into some motion right there. They might have been thinking it was going to be bunt. Saw Trush running over to cover third base. But fast rolling here, give you Rigby on the season. 6 innings pitched. Faced 32 batters, giving up 2 hits, 5 runs, walked 7, and struck out 5. Big breaking ball outside. Ball 1 to make the count even. New Hope 3, Kosciusko 2, top of the 3rd inning. Well, Kosciusko's inning's taking a long time. Or should say, the top half of the inning's taking a long time. When the Whippets come up, they're rolling through pretty quickly. Oh. Big curveball. It should be an infield fly, even though it is going to get out to Cummins. Lost it. It doesn't matter. It should be an infield fly. They'll get the runner at second, and the throw to third will go out to behind the bag at third base. Runner will be safe. But they say that ball drifted on out into the outfield, so no infield fly rule. But they do get the runner at second base, so we'll have runners at the corners and 1 out. Yeah, Smith was going out, Cummins coming in. I don't know if Cummins lost it, but let's see. It'll be Jack Moore at the plate. Guess you technically rule that a fielder's choice because they got the runner at second. But, yeah, that's an iffy one because that could have been called an infield fly. As I said, the wind just kind of broke it, pushed it out to the shallow area beyond the infield dirt as a curveball stays up. Well, that's a sore subject. 2012 Atlanta Braves in the wild card game where they called an infield fly on a ball that was just out of the infield. That's just the term. The ball's going to be rolled through the gap out at shortstop, and a run will come home to score. And that will extend the lead 4-2. Runners will be at first and second. So Jack Moore with the RBI single. And it's Cody Hollis at the plate. 1 out. But, yeah, as I said, the infield fly rule is just infield in name. It can extend a little bit out into the outfield, and Atlanta got called on that in that wild card game in 2012, and the Atlanta folks were mad. They were throwing stuff on the field. But Cody Hollis had a single. His only other at-bat lays down a bunt. Schuler up with it. Only play will be at first. And it goes past Howard out at first base. Willis will come home to score. Another run will come home to score. And Hollis will end up at second base on the throwing error. However, they're saying that there was some interference. That's what they're trying to say here. As Hollis came around first base and collided with one of the Whippet players. So we're just going to wait and sort that out. As it is, it'll be 6-2. And if they call interference, Hollis would be able to get over to third base. Yeah, Coach Lee Boyd speaking with the umpires on that. Looks like going to fall on deaf ears, I believe. Yeah. Seems to be the case. Everybody looks okay, though. We got a fist bump between the coach and the umpire, so cooler heads are prevailing.
Now batting number 7,
But as it is, 2-run score makes it a 6-2 lead on the throwing error up first base. Back to the top of the order. Big inning here for the Trojans. There's another bunt laid down. Rigby's going to get to it, try to go to first, not going to be in time. Oh, runners at first and third now. Well, the Trojans have embraced the small ball with another bunt. So another bunt single, and Dalton Elmore, he's the pitcher. He will come to the plate. He's the 9th batter to come to the plate in the inning. This is Ethan Elmore. Led off the inning with a single. So runners at first and second. Still only just one out in the inning. Fastball up. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the batter. Elmore today 0 for 2. He had the big game for the Trojans in the first meeting. Sends that one right to second base. A great scoop by Smith. He'll go to second for 1 and then can't quite complete the relay over at first base. So goes down as a fielder's choice, but a run comes in. But yeah, good backhand stop by Smith. Ran and stepped on the bag and probably maybe rushed himself a little bit on the throw to first as Dalton Elmore, the pitcher, will get a courtesy runner. And Davis Lambert, I believe, the junior, is going to come in and run for him. But the Trojans have batted around. And they lead it 7-2. So we got I think we're making some notations in the umpire's notes for the courtesy runner for the pitcher. Oh, Whippets need 1 out. Big breaking ball by Rigby. Called the outside corner, called strike 1. Elmore had a single earlier in this inning. He came home to score on that big Braden Edmonston home run. Close play over at first, but the courtesy runner Lambert's in under the tag. So, Rigby looking for a signal from his catcher, Jackson Schuler. Checks the runner at first base. Now he throws. Fastball. High fastball, but a called strike. Let's get some groans from the black and gold off to my right. I thought it might have been a little bit up as well, but umpire seems to think it was in the zone. That will make it no balls, 2 strikes. Runner's headed out for second base. Here's the throw. It's high, and Lambert will be able to steal second. Well, Lambert's just got some speed. You got to think a courtesy runner like that's going to be one of the fastest guys on the team. And even if Schuler puts that one right on the money, I'm still not sure they're going to get him out at second base. But that moves the runner over to scoring position. Pitch was a ball. So 1-2 the count. And curve ball that Elmore got just a piece of. I mean, he was reaching out in the opposite batter's box to try to get a hold of it, and he did. Fouled it off just a little bit, staying alive at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So far, the Trojans put 6 runs across in the inning. An ugly seeker foul ball. Well, maybe not quite, but shoots up the first base line. He got a couple of guys ducked over there, but it didn't quite get into the dugout. So no ugly seeker ball just yet. It was just beyond the first base dugout. Another Talent County Farm Bureau foul ball. As Rigby trying to stop the bleeding for the Whippets. Checks the runner at second. Now he throws. Fastball up. Evens up the count. 2-2. That's some wind picking up here at the ballpark. Might be able to hear it in some of our microphones. 2-2. That's a breaking ball that broke right into the numbers of Ethan Elmore. So Braden Edmiston will be back at the plate. Last time he was here earlier in the inning, he hit one to Carmack. He had one a long way. Beyond the right field fence out towards you. If you're familiar, you know that's where the soccer practice field is. He might have made a goal in soccer. How far away he hit it. And since that one the opposite way, over the bag at third base, it'll roll all the way to the fence. 1 run scores. Another run scores. That is a bases clearing double for Edmiston. He has been just killer for the Trojans here in this inning. How about 4 RBI in 1 inning? That'll make it 9-2. Well, Chase Hall will be at the plate. Chase Hall, the designated hitter. He walked earlier in this inning, and he struck out in the first inning. A couple of looks back at second. Swinging strike 1. Looked like a changeup is what Rigby opened him up with there. Third innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Sunstar Insurance. As Rigby throws, swinging strike 2. Like a little bit of a break on that one. So 0-2 the count to Chase Hall. Assuming he's still in as the designated hitter after that pitching change. I don't believe he came in to play defense anywhere that we saw. 0-2 pitch in the dirt, but stomped up nicely by Jackson Schuler. Keeps it in front of him, keeps the runner out at second base. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Chase Hall. Whippets just need an out. They need a strike. Got to get out of the inning. Curveball up and out. 2-2. Oh, Schuler going through the signals there. Rigby has what he wants. He'll throw. That's a called strike 3, froze the batter, and the Whippets do get out of the inning. But in the inning, it was 8 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. New Hope 9, Kosciusko 2.
Hi, this is Allison Schuler, CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala. You deserve care that's close to home and close to the heart. We offer swing bed services, rehabilitation, infusion therapy, and chemotherapy delivered with skill and compassion. Our emergency room is here when you need immediate care, and we provide outpatient laboratory, radiology, and respiratory services all under one roof. At Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala, you're not just a patient, you're our neighbor and our priority.
Sunstar Insurance walks with you through life's twists and turns, offering tailored coverage for every chapter. Our devoted team makes sure you have the choices and support you deserve, turning uncertainty into peace of mind. Whether you're securing a home, a car, or your future, we put reliability and care at the heart of every policy. With Sunstar Insurance, you're backed by a partner committed to protecting what matters.
I'm Robbie Robertson. I'm Bradley Tyler.
Sunstar Insurance, Court Square in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
The Whippets have some work to do as the Trojans have taken a commanding lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. New Hope 9, Kosciusko 2, and it will be 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Whippets. Brooks Kewen, Aiden Howard, and Carson Filial due up. Brooks Kewen in a pop-up out to right field, his only other at-bat. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. 3rd innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Sunstar Insurance. Kewen in the game last week, 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored against New Hope. Loops that one into left field. It'll fall for a base hit, and they'll hold up Kewen at first base with the single. Whippets get a leadoff batter on the first time in the ball game. Runner out at first base, and it'll be Aiden Howard up. Howard had a double his last at bat, ended up coming around to score on that Carson Filial home run. So Whippets will need him to keep it going. Throw over to first from Dalton Elmore. Elmore came in relief of Wesley Prevost. This will be his first full inning of work. He came in, only faced one batter. That was Braden Rigby. Howard, the lefty, looks at ball 1. So, 1-0 count. Whippets, he's first baseman now. He started the game at 3rd. He got a little piece of that one, fouled it off of the catcher, Jack Moore's face mask. Makes it 1-1. Moore seems to be all right. I think they lost something off of the face mask. Yeah. Earpiece or something came out of the catcher's mask. He's got the old hockey goalie mask here, that big one. But looks like he's all right. Got whatever that equipment issue was sorted out. 1-1. Breaking ball up and outside. 2-1, the count. To the Whippets, Aiden Howard. Howard playing his baseball, collegiate baseball down at Holmes Community College. He and Carson Filial signed about a month ago. There's that breaking ball that falls back in the outside corner for strike number 2. 2-2. The count to the Howard. Kewen out at first base. Decent lead. There'll be another throw over. Edmonston applies a tag. Kewen back in plenty of time. Yeah, Howard's hit one into left center field last time when he had that double. Breaking ball outside again. Oh, really working that outside corner is Elmore. He's got a lot of movement. It's not, I wouldn't call it quite a 12-6 breaking ball, but I mean, he's got a lot of movement on it, but he's been working it outside. Payoff pitch. That's high for ball 4. And the Whippets got something cooking with the runners at first and second. Nobody out, and Carson Filial at the plate. Carson Filial, last time he was up, he had a home run. His first home run of the season. It went out over the left center field wall. Over the Simpson Orthodontics sign. I had to get the binoculars out, see what that was. I thought it was Chevron out there, but it says Simpson Orthodontics out there on the sign. Goes the opposite way with that one and bloops one into right field. And they're going to hold the runner at third base. The Whippets will have them loaded. So Whippets trying to answer as there's a single. And the Whippets RBI leader at the plate. Might be who you want there. Jackson Schuler's got 13 runs driven in on the season. Here, he grounded out. Close play. Grounded out over to shortstop. But he'll step in and work against Dalton Elmore. Pops one up out into shallow center field. Who's got it? It looks like shortstop Hollis goes back and makes the catch for out number 1. So, one down in the inning. J.T. Herron at the plate. Herron, I had that, his last at-bat was a ground out. I had that as his first at-bat of the season. Of course, he'd been with the Whippets basketball team, making that run to the Final Four. He's a senior. He grounded out to third base. Fastball, outside corner called strike 1. Well, Whippets need something through the infield, trying to get a couple of runs home. Well, yeah, curious that Elmore does not go back to the windup, as that's a breaking ball right down the middle. Yeah, Elmore didn't go back to the windup with the bases loaded. You might usually pitchers do that. You get a little bit more velocity off the windup, but he's keeping it with the stretch. Big, tall left-hander. Curve ball taken for ball 1. Not too far from that previous spot, but as we mentioned, Elmore likes to work it outside. And now Moore's going to set up outside here. It's J.T. Herron swings at a high fastball and comes up empty. Well, that's the second strikeout in the ball game for Elmore, and it's all up to Bradley Goss. Whippets have him loaded with nobody out. Got to find a way to bring at least one run home. Bradley Goss, he's 0 for 1. He had a pop-up out to left field, his only other at-bat. So it's all up to the Whippets left fielder. Got the lefty-lefty matchup here. Is curveball. Low. For ball 1. Fastball comes right back at him down the middle for strike 1 to make it an even count. Kosciusko trailing New Hope 9-2. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning. Whippets had the lead up until the top half of the inning. The Trojans put up 8 runs. Goss gets jammed and hits one up the line at third, and it's going to be a fair ball. Elmore played it. It rolled back into fair territory, so that is going to be an RBI single for Bradley Goss. And the Whippets get one of those runs back. Yeah, that was one that it rolled right back into play when Elmore got to it. So fair ball, and Brennan Truss at the plate. They'll still be loaded for the Whippets shortstop. He swings over the top of one. Truss had a double. His only other at bat. Doubled down into the left field corner. Big breaking ball. Snap throw back to first. Nobody's really covering the bag. Edmonston just kind of fielded it probably 3 or 4 feet behind the bag. Wasn't a great throw, so he kind of bailed out his catcher, Jack Moore, there as he scooped it up. Otherwise, Aiden Howard probably able to get home. A 1-1 count. Inside, 2-1. Now, Brendan Truss, a sophomore for the Whippets. On the season, 227. Came in batting 227. Pokes that one to right field, but right at Drew Glenn, who standing out there and makes the catch for the final out. But in the inning, the Whippets get 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, and 3 men left on base. 9-3 after 3 complete. New Hope leads Kosciusko.
You bought lumber and you're ready to start digging post holes for that new fence, but not so fast. Do you know where your underground utilities are located? Central Electric Power Association urges you to call 811 for a free marking of underground electric lines and other utilities. Making the call before you dig can prevent a serious or fatal injury, plus it's the law in Mississippi. And please work safely around power lines. Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Watkins Ward & Stafford is a full-service accounting firm that offers professional and personalized services and finance guidance for both business and personal matters. CPA Anita Goodrum and her team have years of valuable experience assisting both individuals and business representatives with their accounting and budgets. Whether it be QuickBooks, online hosting solutions, payroll services, or direct deposits, they'll provide you with friendly service that's sure to satisfy. Watkins Ward & Stafford, leading our clients through the next generation of change.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko trails New Hope as we get ready for the top of the 4th inning, 9-3. The Trojans lead at 4th innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Sullivan's Drugs and Gifts, Highway 12 here in Kosciusko. For the Trojans to start off the inning, it will be 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. Brennan Adams to lead things off. He'll work against Braden Rigby. Swings at the first one, sends it deep into left field. Kewen going back, and all he can do is watch it go over the left field wall. First pitch, and Adams makes up that run that the Whippets got back in the bottom of the 3rd. Adams will touch them all. And they'll get excited coming out of the dugout to congratulate him. There's been a couple of balls hit today. You just weren't sure. Off the bat, Carson Filial's home run and that one, weren't quite sure they were getting out. Everyone knew when Edmonston hit his that it was gone. But coming back, right back down the middle with a fastball for a strike was Rigby to Carson Willis. Willis hit into that odd fielder's choice last time he was at the plate, where we thought it should have been called an infield fly, but the ball drifted just a little bit out of the infield and fell. However, the runner at first wasn't able to go. There's a curveball that hits the zone for strike 2, and the Whippets are able to throw the runner out at second base. So as I said, kind of a weird little fielder's choice. And ball poked foul over to the first base dugout. Farm Bureau foul ball. But Carson Willis able to stay alive. He's 2 for 2. Or excuse me, 1 for 2. I guess you don't count that fielder's choice as a hit. Up and out ball 2. 2-2. Rigby working quickly. Breaking ball stayed inside. Full count. Well, Rigby set up on the far right with that rubber on the pitcher's mound. Willis able to catch just a slight piece of it to foul it off and stay alive at the plate. Reached out and tried to grab that curveball up off the plate and just barely got enough of it to get another opportunity here. Here's another payoff pitch. Loops that one into center field, but right at Bradley Goss. And that is the first out of the 4th inning. Well, coming to the plate will be the catcher, Jack Moore. He is 1 for 2, singled and drove in a run in the 3rd. It'll pop up out to left field in the 2nd. Rigby's first pitch, curve ball. It catches him in the shoulder. Oh. That will be the second hit batter for Braden Rigby, and Cody Hollis will come up. Hollis has reached base twice. He singled in the 2nd, reached on a throwing error in the 3rd, but I think we might have a pitching change. I think it's going to be, is it going to be Jack Vance coming in to get some relief? So we will step aside for a pitching change timeout. Jack Vance coming in relief for Braden Rigby. Back after this. Whippets trailing at 10-3 in the top of the 4th.
Feed, seed, clothing, decor, the everything you need store. Atala County Co-op. Atala County Co-op.
Make your outdoors the great outdoors with the Atala County Co-op on Highway 12. Spring's here with veggies, flowers, hanging baskets, porch leaners, yard mats, balloons, and spinners. Plus baby chicks, live bait, and X-Tough Riptide sandals and cruisers for the season ahead.
Atala County Co-op.
Looking for more than just fuel? At Dickerson Petroleum Transportation and Services, we deliver, and it doesn't stop at the pump. Need tank installation or specialized solutions? We've got you covered from Mississippi to Alabama and Louisiana. And if you're searching for a rewarding career, ask about employment opportunities at Dickerson Petroleum. Hungry on the go? Swing by Kangaroo Crossing for a snack or a quick meal. Dickerson Petroleum. Let us fuel your success. Drive in or call us today, because with Dickerson, you get service that goes the extra mile.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Boswell Media Sports.
Coach Cole McBride making the call to the bullpen. He's going to bring in the big lefty, the sophomore, Jack Vance, in relief of Braden Rigby. Kosciusko trails it by 7, 10-3, as we're in the top of the 4th inning with 1 out. Jack Vance will inherit a base runner. That base runner will be Braden Rigby's responsibility. Rigby, 1 2/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, just 1 earned run. Oh, that's tough. Struck out 1. Of course, the runner at first base, as I said, would be his responsibility. So maybe don't close the book on him just yet. As far as defensive changes, the only thing to note was that Braden Rigby goes back to 2nd. I believe Braxton Smith just came out of the ball game. So that is only thing to change on the defense. First pitch swinging from Hollis will send J.D. Cummins about 6 steps to his right, and he'll haul it in for the out. So not too bad there. One pitch and one out. So there's 2 outs in the inning. Top of the order with Drew Glenn. Drew Glenn is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of singles and a sacrifice fly that drove in a run. The leadoff batter, he's playing right field now. Started the game at center field. Runners going for second base. Here comes the throw down. Close, but safe out at second. The ball, Truss played it off of a hop. He lost it, didn't hold on to it, but I don't think it mattered. I do believe that the runner, Jack Moore, made it in. Well, earlier I was talking about the catcher being the slowest guy on the team. Look at me. And Jack Moore not using a courtesy runner. He just stole a base. Pitch was up high for ball 2. Trying to give you some numbers on what Vance has done on the season. Here's some pitching numbers if we can get to them. I have that this is his first outing in a varsity game. Low ball 3. So yeah, if this is to be believed, yeah, this is his first outing. Got some, obviously got some runs in JV, but this is his first appearance in a varsity ball game. So big spot for the sophomore. 3-0 pitch. Comes right down the middle with a strike on that one. Oh, good looking fastball. Here. A wind picking up here at the ballpark. Beautiful day. 3-1. That's a called strike 2. Called the outside corner. Glenn thought it might have been ball 4, but 3-0 count. Now Vance trying to battle back and get the Whippets out of this inning. Vance getting some signs from his shortstop, Truss. 3-2 pitch is low for ball 4. And the runner was taken off for third base on the pitch. So he'll take third, does Jack Moore. We'll have runners at first and third. And 2 outs, and Dalton Elmore, the pitcher, stepping up. Elmore today, 0 for 3, but he did drive in a run on a fielder's choice. He's pumped up and grounded out. As I said, he grounded that fielder's choice, but that one brought home a run. Ball's going to roll away from Schuler, and Moore's going to be able to come home for another run. And Glenn's able to take second base. One-0 count to the batter. Swinging strike 2. Well, excuse me, strike 1. Way over the top of that one was Dalton Elmore. Kosciusko Lady Whippets softball going to be kicking off pretty soon over in Collinsville. They're playing in the West Lauderdale tournament. Outside ball 2. They're playing at West Lauderdale, but they're playing Northeast Lauderdale, so not playing the host school. We're still playing our ball game. We'll give you updates on that one as they come in. There's Vance, the big lefty, getting some signals from his catcher, Schuler. 2-1. Swinging strike 2. He might have caught just a piece of it, but either way, it went into the glove of Jackson Schuler, so it's going to be strike 2. But it sounded like maybe he tipped it into the glove. 2-2. A lot of heat on that one. A little bit of a high up in the zone there. A lot of velocity from the big sophomore lefty. 2-2. Hit into the air, right center field, going back And it is Goss who eventually makes the catch out in deep right center field, and that is the inning. But in the inning, the Trojans get 2 runs on 2 hits. Well, 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. New Hope leads Kosciusko 11-3.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
When it comes to your children, you always want the best in care. Pediatricians Dr. Abby Wiltshire and Dr. Helen Turner at Premier Medical Group will take care of your child and listen to you. For sickness, wellness, or vaccinations, call 662-289-1800 for an appointment.
Hello, spring! And hello, Sullivan's Boutique. If your closet's ready for a little sunshine, you'll love the beautiful prints and fresh new styles arriving daily. From casual days to special spring celebrations, there's something waiting just for you. Shop in-store for that full boutique feel, or browse anytime at shopsullivans.com. You'll even find beautiful E. Newton jewelry and trendy home decor to brighten up both you and your space. Plus, free local pickup when you order online. And don't forget, take 15% off online with code SPRING15. Sullivan's Boutique. Fresh style, fresh season.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko trailing New Hope 11-3. Bottom of the 4th inning. Whippets will send number 9. 1 and 2 in the batting order. J.D. Cummins, Braden Rigby, and Brooks Kewen. 4th innings for Whippets baseball. You just heard it. Brought to you by Sullivan's Drugs and Gifts. Dalton Elmore still on the mound for the New Hope Trojans. He came in relief from Wesley Prevost. So far in the game, Elmore's pitched 1 1/3. He's given up 3 hits, 1 run, walked 1, and struck out 2. J.D. Cummins looks at strike 1. Cummins walked in his only other at bat back in the 2nd inning. Looks at a ball. A lefty here. Off-speed pitch outside. 2-1. Count to the Whippets right fielder. Swinging, pops one up to the left side. It's going to get out of play. Lands down there on top of the baseball field house. 2-2 count. J.D. Cummins, committed to play at Meridian Community College. Swings over the top of that one. Dropped 3rd strike, but they'll throw it down to first for the out. That is the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Dalton Elmore. We go back to the top of the order, and Braden Rigby. Rigby 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout. Came into the ball game as he shows Blunt, pulls it back and takes it for a strike. Coming into the ball game, batting it right at 300. He's back at second base after getting an inning on the mound. A fastball taking strike 2. Oh, Elmore quickly ahead in the count. In the dirt for ball 1. Elmore once again puts another one low in the zone. Ball 2 to make the count even. Whippets trailing it by 8. 11-3. Ball poked foul off to Peggy Abel's field. Tomorrow right. The Tally County Farm Bureau foul ball. 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. After being behind 0-2, Rigby's battled back. Trying to get a base runner. That's what the Whippets need. And Rigby's a good one. High and outside, ball 4. A great at-bat by Braden Rigby. That's just the second walk issued by Dalton Elmore. Whippets have a base runner. Brooks Kewen will be at the plate. He's 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the third. Popped out to right field back in the first inning. Nice to another lefty-lefty matchup. Looks at a breaking ball that catches the corner for strike. Oh, Rigby with a decent lead out at first. Always a threat to steal, and Elmore knows that as well. We'll toss over to first base. Oh, Kewen, we told you had a 2 out of 2 hits, and another throw over to first. Rigby in under the tag. Yeah. Kewen 2 out of 3 with 2 runs scored against New Hope last Monday. This Dalton Elmore throws one to the plate that's hit foul. Makes it 0-2. Well, foul balls for Whippet baseball. The Talent County Farm Bureau foul balls. As Elmore comes set, throws high. Ball 1. Sort of a very similar pitching pattern that happened against Rigby. Elmore got ahead 0-2. Next pitch was up high, about eye level. A throw over to Edmonston at first, no tag applied. Yeah, Whippets get a little bit of a break after this. Next game scheduled not to be until Friday, which is good because we'll be playing in snow on Monday as that pitch is up high, ball 2. We got nice, as we call it, Chamber of Commerce weather today, sunny, and Joe Nichols forecast, sunny at 75, and then tomorrow night the rain comes through and the high is like 42 on Monday. Snap throw back down to first behind the runner. Pitch was outside, ball 3. So, yeah, we said wash, rinse, and repeat. Elmore gets ahead in the count, 0-2 to Rigby, loses him on 4 straight pitches. He's in danger of doing that here to Brooks Kewen. Whippets need a base runner. Ball hit in the air, shallow left field. Is going to get down for a hit. It will. It just poked it out there for a base hit. And a great at-bat by Brooks Kewen. Whippets have runners at first and second, only 1 out. And one of the leading hitters on the team stepping in. Howard's reached base twice today. He walked in the third, doubled in the second, came home to score on that Carson Filial home run. But the infield's going to be playing back, hoping for that double play ball. Whippets are hoping for something through the infield. Make up some of these runs. Fastball low inside. So he broke the format right there. The last 2 batters he's gotten 0-2 on and then lost them. This time Elmore opens with a ball low in the zone. A little slow roll, or Elmore will come off the mound, try to go to first. Got him out at first base. Whippet fans think that Howard beat the throw out, but as it is, they just move the runners up. It goes down as the fielder's choice.
Now batting number 14, Carson Filial.
That time, Elmore being left-handed really helped him because he was able to just spin around. He didn't have to, if he was a right-handed pitcher getting that, he'd have to spin his whole body around to try to throw. And Howard probably beats out the throw. But, yeah, just a lefty right there. All he had to do was kind of spin. Carson Filial at the plate. Takes strike one with a fastball. Filial today 2 for 2. Had a home run and a single. Drove in a couple of Whippets runs. A home run in the bottom of the first inning. High. Ball one. Fourth innings, Whippets baseball presented by Sullivan's Drugs and Gifts. Dalton Elmore checks the runner at third, and a hanging breaking ball that Filial pops off foul. Farm Bureau foul ball. Off to the right. One ball, 2 strikes to the Whippets. Third baseman Carson Filial came in leading the team in average. Fastball, maybe a little bit up. New Hope dugout thought it was strike 3. But yeah, Filial coming into the ballgame led the team in average and hits. That's the reason he's batting cleanup. He came in batting 378 and had 14 hits. Give him 16 now. The home run and the single. Swinging strike 3. And fooled him with a breaking ball there. 4 strikeouts to the ball game for the pitcher Dalton Elmore. The Whippets go down in the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 4 complete in the books. It's 11-3. New Hope leads Kosciusko.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
Looking for more than just fuel? At Dickerson Petroleum Transportation and Services, we deliver, and it doesn't stop at the pump. Need tank installation or specialized solutions? We've got you covered from Mississippi to Alabama and Louisiana. And if you're searching for a rewarding career, ask about employment opportunities at Dickerson Petroleum. Hungry on the go? Swing by Kangaroo Crossing for a snack or a quick meal. Dickerson Petroleum. Let us fuel your success. Drive in or call us today, because with Dickerson, you get service that goes the extra mile.
Boswell Media Sports.
Kosciusko and New Hope here from Whippet Stadium at the Atala County Fairgrounds. It's the Trojans up by 8, 11-3 as we get ready to start the 5th inning. 5th innings for Whippets baseball brought to you by Watkins, Ward, and Stafford. Imagine they're pretty busy this time of year. It's tax time. Folks at Watkins, Ward, and Stafford can take care of that for you. But Jack Vance will get his first full inning of work, the sophomore. Came in and got the Whippets out of a jam. And first pitch is just a little bit high and off the plate. 4, ball 1. Followed suit there. Off the plate for ball 2. That pitch is a called fastball in the inside corner. Swinging strike 2 for Ethan Elmore, the big left-hander. Makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Low. Ball 3. Ethan Elmore in the ball game's reached base all 3 times he's been there. He's hit by a pitch twice. An ice bath tonight for that young man, and he also has a single, and he scored a run. Swinging strike 3, drop third strike, so they'll throw it down to first, but that is a Dickerson Petroleum strikeout. 1 down in the inning now.
Now batting number 5, Braden Edmondson.
I have that as the first strikeout for Jack Vance, and just the third for Whippet pitchers this afternoon. But Braden Edmondson, boy, is a dangerous hitter here. He's also reached base every time he's been at the plate. First pitch is a fastball low and outside for ball 1. He doubled and scored and drove in 2 runs in the 4th. He also home run and drove in 2 runs. Excuse me, that was in the 3rd. He sends another one deep. That one is out of here as well. Another home run for Braden Edmondson. And that is going to be 5 runs driven in the game. But have yourself an afternoon. Makes it 12-3, and that was a line drive over the right field fence. The first one he hit was just a moonshot. But Braden Edmondson continues to be just kryptonite for this Whippet defense. Chase Hull, the designated hitter, will be at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Inside on that one for ball 1. Fastball up. Ball 2. Can officially give you the book on Braden Rigby now. Now that Vance is in his first inning here, first full inning. Low, ball 3, bounced to the plate. Rigby went 1 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 7 runs. Here's the big part. Just 2 of those runs were earned. He struck out 1. Before that, Phil Y'all went 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, struck out 1. So that's where we sit right now. 3-0 pitch. I mean, right down the middle for a strike as Hall was taken all the way. 3-1 the count. Ball rolled to shortstop. Truss plays it off a funky hop, and he fires to first base for the out. 6-3 put out, 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting number 34, Brennan Adams.
Good play by Truss as Brennan Adams comes to the plate. Adams also has a home run in the ball game. He homered in the 4th inning, and he singled in the 3rd. And he was also hit by a pitch, so he's been on base every time he's been at the plate. First pitch swinging goes for a hit down in front of Bradley Goss out in center field. So he continues to have a good day at the plate. Runner at first base. And Carson Willis, the third baseman, will step in. Right-hander. Got a couple of hits today. 2 for 3. Well, excuse me, he got 1 hit today, and then he grounded into that fielder's choice. Swinging strike 1. Last ball outside corner. I originally wrote down a single for him and then changed it to fielder's choice. That's why I keep getting it confused in my book. Vance from the stretch checks the runner at first. Foul ball. 0-2. The count to the third baseman, Carson Willis. Just about to hit the 2-hour mark of our ball game. Our Central Electric Power Association first pitch was at 1:06. Approaching that. Runner's headed for second base. Swinging, strike 3, so it's a moot point anyway. And that will do it for the Trojans in the 5th. But in the inning, they get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's 12-3. New Hope as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Feed, seed, clothing, decor, the everything you need store. Atala County Co-op. Atala County Co-op.
Make your outdoors the great outdoors with the Atala County Co-op on Highway 12. Spring's here with veggies, flowers, hanging baskets, porch leaners, yard mats, balloons, and spinners. Plus baby chicks, live bait, and X-Tough Riptide sandals and cruisers for the season ahead.
Atala County Co-op.
Shopping for car insurance is so confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help you choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Call State Farm agent Angel Alvin McDonald at 662-289-3161.
Boswell Media Sports.
And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 12-3. New Hope. The Trojans lead Kosciusko. For the Whippets, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 to come to the plate. Leading things off will be the catcher, Jackson Schuler. Schuler today is 0 for 2. Grounded out and hit a pop-up. Earlier in the game between these teams, Schuler went 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. 2 runs driven in. Well, first pitch was a called strike. Second pitch was a swinging strike. So a quick 0-2 count to the Whippets catcher, Jackson Schuler. And that's going to be a called strike 3 on the inside corner. So quick work for Dalton Elmore. He's got 5 strikeouts in the ball game now. JT Heron, Whippets designated hitter, will be at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today, grounded out and struck out, getting his first action of the season. Rolls one a little slowly to shortstop, backhanded by Hollis, a throw and a good scoop at first. Boy, that's good defense there. Hollis had to hurry up, but yeah, he backhanded it. Threw it a little bit low, but Edmonston not just good at the plate. He flashed the leather. And Heron's not an easy guy to throw out. Oh, quick 2 outs in the inning, and Bradley Goss comes to the plate. Goss today 1 for 2, single, pop up. He also drove in a run on that single. So 2 quick outs. The left-hander Goss at the plate. Up and out, ball 1. He squares around like he wants to bunt. Pulls it back and takes ball 2. Elmore winds and throws. That time he gets the breaking ball where he wants it for strike 1. 2-1 count. Fastball called strike 2. I think Gus and some of the Whippet fans thought it was a little bit elevated. As it is, it's a 2-2 pitch. That's inside for ball 3. Everybody thought that was strike 3 for New Hope. They were all almost over in the dugout. But it's a full count. Brennan Truss on deck if Goss can keep the inning going. That is going to be ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Bradley Goss, the 3rd free pass issued by Dalton Elmore. Whippets with a base runner, and Brennan Truss, the shortstop, up at the plate. Truss 1 for 2, doubled in the 2nd, and he flew out to end the 3rd inning. Hit it a long way, but just hit it right to Drew Glenn out in right field. The throw over to first. It's Goss playing a little cat and mouse with Elmore. Goss started his career as a pinch runner, so he's got some legs. Pitch to Trusses outside. Ball 1. Long look over at first base. Now, curve ball. Catches inside corner, strike 1. 1-1 the count to Brennan Truss. Whippets trailing it 12-3. Ball's fouled into the screen. 1-2. Fifth innings for Whippets baseball, presented by Watkins, Ward, and Stafford. CPA accountant firm, just off the square, downtown Kosciusko. As I said last inning, I bet they very busy this time of year. Another foul ball, not quite an ugly seeker, but it goes up the third base line. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Give you some updates on softball as we get those, as they should have started over in Collinsville, although it is a tournament, so things could maybe not starting on time over there, but that's 2-2. That pitch is up and out. Mm-hmm. 2-2 pitch. Popped up in the air in center field. Ethan Elmore will drift back to his right, and he'll pull it in for the final out of the 5th inning. For the Whippets in the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 5 in the books, 12-3. New Hope as we go to the 6th inning.
Looking for adventure or just cruising the city? Central Tire Service is your go-to pit stop. Equipped with premium brands like Kenda and Goodyear, we ensure your tires align with your lifestyle. Visit us on Veterans Memorial Drive and let's get your journey rolling again. Don't pause your adventure. Gear up at Central Tire Service and drive confidently into life's moments. Central Tire, where your journey continues.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
It's the top of the 6th inning from Whippet Field. Breck Riley here with you. We got Donald back in the studio on what is an absolutely beautiful day for. It's a beautiful day for baseball. It's a beautiful day for just about anything. Fishing, picnic, whatever. But Whippet's got a new pitcher in the ball game. Coming in, going to get his first innings of work. He does have 1 inning of work already on the season in a varsity game. It will be Rowdy Roan. So Rowdy Roan going to come in relief for Jack Vance. I have Rowdy Roan on the season with 1 inning pitched. He's faced 11 batters, given up 5 runs, walked 1, and struck out 1. So Rowdy Roan on the mound for the Whippets. Don't see any other defensive changes to note, but 6th innings for Whippets baseball are brought to you by Central Tire Service. As Rowdy Roan kicks and delivers. First pitch is inside. Ball 1 to the catcher, Jack Moore. Fastball caught the outside corner. Strike 1. Rowdy Roan, right-hander. Plays for the Whippets football team. Linebacker. Had a great game in that state championship game the Whippets played against Columbia. pitch was in the dirt. Ball 2. Actually, Rowdy going to be one of the only defensive players coming back for that North State championship team. Rowdy and Travion Nash about the only two Whippet defensemen that are going to be returning that had any significant playing time, as Jack Moore fouls one off and makes it a 2-2 count. I'll give you the numbers on Jack Vance. Let's see. Should be 2-2. That one's outside, ball 3. Yeah, 3-2. Yeah. Well, yeah, looking at Jack Vance, 1 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, walked 1, and struck out 2. Low in the dirt, ball 4. That's a leadoff walk. The first one for Rowdy Roan. And how many is that for Whippet pitchers? Is going to be 5 for Whippet pitchers on the afternoon.
Now batting number 2.
Oh.
Cody Hollis.
Cody Hollis, the shortstop, the number 9 batter in the lineup. As Rowdy Roan switches to the stretch. First pitch, swinging. Strike 1. We're at first base, nobody out. Roan more, not quite what you would call sidearm, but maybe 3/4 slot, maybe. That's swinging strike 2. You call a little piece of it, made it foul. So Farm Bureau foul ball. But yeah. You wouldn't call Roan a submarine pitcher, but he definitely didn't come overhead either. I think 3/4 probably the good term for that, as he leans in and gets a signal from his catcher Schuler. He'll throw over to first, Jack Moore. A catcher that runs for himself. Don't see that too often. You usually get a courtesy runner for the catcher and the pitcher. But Moore stays in the ball game. 0-2. Breaking ball stayed inside. For ball 1. That was a funky movement on that one. It looked like it was going to curve and then just stop curving. That one curved a little too much. Wild pitch outside. And the runner's going to be able to advance up to second base on the wild pitch. 2-2. New Hope leading Kosciusko 12-3 in the top of the 6th inning. We got the game for you here on Breezy 103. Also, if you want to get a view of it, get on over to the Breezy 103 FM YouTube channel. Check it out. Outside, ball 3. Yeah, imagine a day like today. You sit, if you're not at the ball game and you want to follow along, you sit on the porch, or if you have a TV outside, you bring it up on the TV or just turn it on the radio. Definitely get out and enjoy the weather. 3-2 pitch. Hollis stays alive and fouls that one off. Oh. Another full count pitch coming back to the top of the order after this. Whippets would love to have an out after they flip the lineup over. 3-2. Swinging strike 3. Got him to chase a fast one low and outside. That's a Dickerson Petroleum strikeout. The first for Rowdy Roan and the 6th for Whippet pitchers this afternoon. Excuse me, that's 5 for Whippet pitchers this afternoon. Drew Glenn, the leadoff batter at the plate. Pitch outside, ball 1. Well, Glenn on the afternoon is 1 for 3. Excuse me, 2 for 3. Got a couple of singles. He also drove in a run on a sac fly, and he walked. He was very active at the plate as Roan fakes the runner back out at second base, no throw. Just to step off and look at him. The left-handed hitting Drew Glenn takes a fastball. Called strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Wind's blowing out to dead center field. Don't get anything up in the jet stream here. And the ball's popped up to the left side. I think it's going to get, no, it does not get out of play. That wind that I was talking about kept it in the ballpark, and Carson Filial makes the catch. It looked like it was going to get out over the Whippet dugout, but as I said, it caught a gust of wind and came back into play. Coach McBride just had to get out of the way. He and Carson Filial almost collided. But it's out number 2 for the Whippets. And it is Dalton Elmore, the pitcher, at the plate. Elmore 0 for today. Pulls that one through the gap, the right side, through the glove, past the glove of Rigby. They're going to wave the runner home. It's cut off, and Moore is going to score. Well, coming around to score from second base is Jack Moore. That makes it 13-3. Give Dalton Elmore an RBI single. Yeah, Rigby gave it a dive, but just out of the reach of his glove. Ethan Elmore comes to the plate. We're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. I believe that's going to be Connor Richards. Looks like the senior that they have. Yeah, that's him. What I have as number 3 in my lineup. Ethan Elmore, the left fielder, looks at ball 1. Inside, he was a strikeout victim his last at bat. Other than that, he has been hit by 2 pitches and singled and scored. So, curveball stays outside, makes it ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Roan from the stretch. Breaking ball inside, ball 3. Did he say 2 balls, 1 strike? I have it at 3-0. Okay, now it's 3. Now it's 3-1. Okay. Everybody up here in the booth had it as 3-0, but umpire had it 2-0. All right. Anyway, 3-1, and now that's ball 4. It's a moot point as it is. But second walk issued by Roan, and Edmondson is coming to the plate. I don't know if you just put him on. If you're, because this is what Edmondson has done. His last 3 at bats: home run, 2 RBI double, 2-run home run. It's his last 3 at bats. First pitch from Rowdy Roan is fastball outside, ball 1. But I can tell you, I saw a smirk on the face of Rowdy Roan. He wants to pitch to him. Athletes want to go after the best. So Edmonston standing in. That pitch comes way inside and roll to the backstop. Everybody's going to be able to advance up. 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, so like I said, Rowdy Roan doesn't just want to give him. But well, Rowdy Roan might have wanted to throw to him, but Coach McBride did not. So intentional walk to Braden Edmondson after a 2-0 count. So that will be a bases loaded, 2-out situation, and Coach Wesley Dew going to come out and talk to his pitcher, Rowdy Roan. But, yeah, you could tell that Roan wasn't afraid of Edmonston, wanted to throw to him. He's a competitor, but At some point, you're going to play the averages there. And Edmonston, as I said, he's got 5 RBIs in his last 3 at-bats. So you don't want to give him an opportunity to extend the lead. It's already a 10-run lead for the New Hope Trojans. So if the Whippets don't get a run in their half of the inning, this one would be called for the mercy rule. As long as it stays 13-3. Now, if it was 16-3, if Edmonston was able to hit a home run, then the Whippets would have had to, get 3 more runs in the bottom of the. Actually, had to get 4 more runs in the bottom of the inning. So that's why you go ahead and put Edmonston on first base and take your chances with Chase Hall, who is 0 for 3 today. Got a couple of strikeouts and a ground out. Outside, ball 1. Oh, 1-0 count. Whippet infield playing back. It's 2 outs, so you got to play at any bag here. Ball be hit in the air to center field, but Bradley Goss will be able to track it down for the final out of the inning. But in the inning, no runs. No, excuse me, is it 1 run? 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 3 left on base. We will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Whippets down to their final 3 outs, trailing at 13-3.
In every sport, the goal is to be the very best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We strive hard to make every policy, quote, and claim a highlight. Our goal is to be your MVP. That's your most valuable protection on auto, home, commercial, and life insurance needs. The championship service from your Alpha lineup is consistently improving to score you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Call us today at 662-289-1024 or stop by our office at 235 North Madison Street in Kosciusko and visit our team of Jennifer Bruce, Diane Edwards, or myself, Chris Coleman, and allow us the opportunity to take the insurance playing field with you. We want you on our team at Alpha, the Chris Coleman Agency in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
A new pitcher in the game for the New Hope Trojans to try to close it on out. Davis Lambert, the junior right-hander, going to come in and give Dalton Elmore some relief. He just needs 3 outs because the Trojans lead Kosciusko 13-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So if the Whippets don't find a way to put 1 run across, this one would be over. As far as defensive changes, hard to give you those. About the only thing I can think that might have happened would be if Elmore went back to right field. But I think we might have a whole host of new players out there. No? Maybe we don't. I do believe.
New pitcher for the Trojans, number 1, Davis Lambert.
We have the original lineup. Yep. So all it is Ethan Elmore goes back to left field, and Dalton Elmore goes to right field, and Glenn goes back to center field. That's only defensive notes. As J.D. Cummins will lead things off for the Whippets, and he takes ball 1. Ball's up and out of the zone. J.D. Cummins today 0 for 1. Struck out, and he walked. 2 balls now. That fastball up in the zone. Let's take a look at the final numbers on Dalton Elmore after this pitch. Called a strike on the inside corner. Looked a little low. Dalton Elmore, 3 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 4 hits, 1 run, walked 3, and struck out 5. So it's Davis Lambert to try to close it out for the Trojans. Cummins pulls one through the gap out at second base, and it'll be a leadoff single for the Whippets right fielder. So we'll go back to the top of the order, and Braden Rigby be at the plate for Kosciusko today, 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out. He walked in the 4th inning. spent some time on the mound for the Whippets. We are going to get a pinch runner for the Whippets. They're going to bring in Russ Tillman. Sophomore Russ Tillman, another one of those Whippet basketball players, is just kind of getting back into the baseball groove. As he and JT Herron just joined back up with the team towards the end of last week. Basketball finished its season, an overtime loss in the semifinals last Tuesday. So I got to take off the sneakers. This is a snap throw down to first. Tillman's back in plenty of time, but the pitch was a ball. Yeah. Tillman and Herron had to take off the sneakers and put on the cleats. Lambert from the stretch. Looks the runner at first. Now Rigby shows bunt. Pulls the bat back and watches the ball go outside. Well, 2 balls and no strikes to the Whippets' second baseman, Braden Rigby. Another one that's outside. 3-0. The count. Whippets trying to find a way to claw back into this one. Trailing it by 10 in the home half of the 6th inning. That's ball 4. So Whippets, runners on first and second. Nobody out.
All hot food is now $2 up to concession.
And Brooks Kewen stepping up to the plate. Kewen today's had a good ball game at the plate.
Brooks Kewen.
2 out of 3. Couple of singles and a run scored. Infield playing in at the corners. Kewen shows a bunt with a big sweeping curveball. Gets in there for a strike from Lambert on in relief. Trying to close this thing out. And once again, Kewen shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike. Boy, Lambert doesn't seem to have much overpowering stuff, but he's got a lot of movement. He had some trouble locating, but as I said, it doesn't seem like it's, just too fast or anything, but there is a lot of movement on these pitches. 0-2 pitch. Bunt laid down the third base side. No throw. Yeah, Lambert came off the mound, and as I said earlier, if he's a left-hander, he might have a play. But as a right-hander, he has got to turn his whole body around and try to throw to first, and he can't. So the Whippets will have him loaded with nobody out, and we'll get a visit to the mound. And Coach Boyd makes in no time. He is making a pitching change. It looks like Hollis from shortstop is going to come in to the ball game. So we'll step aside for a pitching change, timeout. Whippets have him loaded, nobody out. A chance to cut into the lead as we're back after this.
Be prepared for life's uncertainties with the correct insurance coverage from the Atala County Farm Bureau. Let's talk about change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is scary. But what is certain is that everyone will experience change. The Atala County Farm Bureau's review program is designed to identify the changes that need to be made in your insurance coverage. Wayne Blaylock and James Metters invite you to stop by for your Farm Bureau Get Real review. Let them help you be prepared for change. Atala County Farm Bureau on the north side of the square in Kosciusko.
At Pickles Drug Store, your pharmacist does more than fill prescriptions. They're your guide to better health. We help you understand your medications, ensure your insurance is handled smoothly, and answer all your questions with care. Because at Pickles, you're not just a customer, you're part of our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Pickle. My staff and I are here to serve you.
Visit us today on the east side of the square in Kosciusko. Pickles Drug Store, your community Health Mart pharmacy, Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Boswell Media Sports.
Pitching change, timeout, as coming on In relief will be Cody Hollis. Hollis was at shortstop, and looks like taking over at shortstop will be the junior Ian Bouchelon. That's only defensive change we need to note. But for Davis Lambert, technically no innings pitched because he didn't get an out. Gave up 2 hits and walked 1. All three runners, his responsibility. But as Hollis comes in, he'll face off against Aiden Howard. The Whippets for 3-hitter. First pitch is a big swooping curveball. It's a chopped foul. Howard today has reached base on a double, came on to score. He walked and grounded into a fielder's choice. The Whippets need a run and do anything they can. If they don't get a run, this game is over. It's a mercy rule at 13-3. Fastball up. Ball 1. Boy, Hollis, a little bit different of a pitcher. Got some pop on that fastball. But Hollis working from the stretch, though. So even with the bases loaded, didn't switch back to the windup. The curveball. Low outside ball, 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th inning. 6 innings for Whippets baseball. Brought to you by Central Tire Service. Fastball low. Ball 3. Nowhere to go if you're Trojans. The bases are full of Whippets. So 3-1 count. That's ball 4, and that will bring home a run. So we will have a 7th inning as the Whippets cut into it 13-4. And Carson Filial up at the plate. Filial today 2 for 3. A home run, a single, and a strikeout, and 2 runs driven in. Those 2 runs driven in might have given him the team lead. Let's see. No, he's still a couple behind. He's still 1 behind his teammate Jackson Schuler. Ball is in the dirt, rolls to the backstop, and Rigby's got to be able to come home and score. A wild pitch, and the Whippets cut into the lead, 13-5. Now everybody moves up a base. No, ball 1 to Carson Filial. So Howard will be at second base. Queuing over at third. Curveball falls in for strike 1. 1-1 count. Whippets trying to come back in this one. They felt like maybe they should have won the first meeting between these teams, as there's a swinging strike 2 on a curveball. As Kosciusko out-hit New Hope 8-5 in that first ball game. But still, New Hope got the win, 7-6. That one went right down to the bottom of the inning, bottom of the last inning. And there is a tipped. There's a tipped ball, and they're going to say that that is strike 2 still, because Moore tried to make the case that he came up with it on the tipped strike 3 into the glove, but umpires conferred, and they agreed like most of us did, and that one hit the dirt. Yeah, it is Oscar season, though, so you got to give Moore credit there for trying to act a little bit like he called that one. Another 1-2 pitch. That one's outside. Ball 2. 2-2. 13-5. New Hope leads it. Kosciusko's pushed 2 across in the inning. Still nobody out. Cody Hollis on in to try to get the New Hope Trojans out of this one. Ball's rolled to shortstop. Bouchelon up with it. He'll throw to first to get the out, but Villial brings home another run. And everybody advances up. So Howard will be at third. One out in the inning. And Jackson Schuler at the plate. 6-3 put out, but give a RBI to Carson Filio. He's got 3 runs driven in. Now he is tied with Jackson Schuler for the team lead in runs batted in. Schuler's first pitch, it's turned into the gap at shortstop, and Howard will come home. Jackson Schuler, well, he wasn't tied with Filio long for the team lead in RBIs because he's got another one. Well, makes 14 runs driven in for Jackson Schuler. And get a courtesy runner in the form of Eli Rodriguez for the catcher.
Now batting number 12, J.T. Heron.
Oh, J.T. Heron will come to the plate. Whippets have put 4 across. J.T. Heron's 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Curve ball. It's called a ball. I think everybody's confused. J.T. Heron asked if that was a ball. Jack Moore asked if that was a ball. The dugout asked if that was a ball. Looked like a good pitch, but umpire said that out of the zone. So 1 ball, no strikes. The Whippets designated hitter, J.T. Heron. That's a curve ball called a corner inside for strike 1. 1-1 count. Rodriguez, a decent lead out at first base. High fastball. Heron swung. I think he caught a piece of it, but tipped it into the glove of Jack Moore. Hollis will check the runner over at first base. Now he throws another curve ball, and Heron caught a little piece of it. Staying alive at the plate. Stick around for our Angel Alvin McDonald post-game show. Name our Autumn Ridge Dental player of the game. Maybe talking about a Whippets comeback. Getting into it right here. Heron pops that one out. The Talent County Farm Bureau foul ball over the press box. Last time I looked, they had not started over at Collinsville between the Lady Whippets and the Northeast Lauderdale Trojans. So they might be running a little behind over in their tournament. Ball's hit to the gap. Bouchelon knocks it down. Won't be able to make a throw. It'll be an infield single for J.T. Heron. The Whippet big inning continues. So runners on first and second. And Bradley Goss will be up. Goss today reached base a couple of times. He walked in the 5th, singled, drove in a run in the 3rd, popped out to left field back in the 2nd. Goss shows like he wants to bunt. Pulls the bat back. Takes ball 1 outside. 1-0 count. Infield playing up in the corners. Expected maybe a bunt from Goss. There'll be a throw back to second, but Rodriguez is back. So Goss didn't show bunt that time. Low ball 2. Didn't show bunt that time either. Maybe just trying to keep the Trojans off balance there. Kosciusko's got 4 runs in the inning. They got what they needed. They'll force a 7th inning, 13-7 right now. They trail it. Goss takes one inside. Rodriguez is headed down to third base, and the ball rolls away. He'll be able to advance and come home to score. JT Heron goes up to second base. The Whippets have another run on the throwing error. Well, it looked like Rodriguez was going to be caught over there, but there was nobody at the bag. That's what happened. That's why he took off running, as Willis had gotten off the bag. So Willis was going to have to catch the ball and run back and try to tag him. And Moore's throw just went into left field. So that takes a visit to the mound. New Hope coaching staff saying, hey, Whippets still got some bite in them. Coming back. 5 runs across in the inning and still just 1 out and a runner down at third. At second. It is Bradley Goss at the plate, Brennan Truss on deck, and then after that, it would be J.D. Cummins back up. And he's the one that started off the inning. Well, meeting of them on the mound is over. It should be 3-0 should be the count. The New Hope dugout was asking for it. I was asking for what the count was, but 3-0. As Goss takes one low for ball 4. That is the third walk this inning. The second walk issued by Hollis. So the 9th batter of the inning will come to the plate. Brennan Truss. Whippets will have runners at first and second. Still just the 1 out. Throw back to second base. Almost caught Heron off the bag. And honestly, if that ball's thrown to the left side of the bag, Heron is probably picked off. But Hollis threw it up a little bit towards the first base side of the bag. Brennan Truss takes a curveball for strike 1. So Truss today has a double. Other than that, a couple of pop-ups. He's hit the ball hard. He's just hit it right at the outfielders. He tries to lay down a bunt, shows it late, and fouls it off. Might have even fouled it off of his foot. Yeah, the Whippets were moving right there. Heron was almost to third base. But you think with Truss's speed, even if you lay that down, you might be able to get the old bunt for a base hit. So, a couple of checks to runner at second. 0-2 pitch, and that's a curveball. Hits him between the numbers. And the Whippets will have them loaded again. And J.D. Cummins at the plate. The batter who got the rally started, and we might have another pitching change. Jack Moore, the catcher, comes out. So I don't know if he's going to pitch or if someone else is going to pitch and he's got to go replace them. But as it is, another pitching change, timeout. We'll step aside. Whippets have bases loaded, only 1 out, 13-8. Kosciusko trails New Hope in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Imagine this. You arrive, and before your favorite song hits the chorus,
Gentlemen, start your engine.
your oil change is finished. That's Express Lube, where faith, family, and blazing fast service come together. Need a filter replaced? We quickly swap air, cabin, and fuel filters with friendly efficiency. Whether you're managing a fleet, driving with family, or just appreciate speed, you're always welcome.
locally owned, and committed to supporting our community. That's Express Lube.
Stop by today. Let's keep you moving. Express Lube on Highway 12 in Kosciusko.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
"Oh, come on. Seriously? This is so extra."
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Get someone who can actually help.
Call State Farm agent Angel Alvin McDonald at 662-289-3161.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
Boswell Media Sports.
A pitching change, the second one in the inning. So it will be Jack Moore on to pitch. He goes from behind the plate to the mound, and it looks like Brendan Adams will go from second base and replace Moore behind home plate. Nobody has walked out to second yet, so maybe we'll have to. Oh, somebody did walk out to second. It is going to be Bouchelon. I think he moved from shortstop over to second, so that's what it is. Because Hollis went from the mound back to shortstop. So there we go. We got all the defensive changes noted for you. But as it is, New Hope 13, Kosciusko 8. The Whippets put up 5 runs in this inning. They have the bases loaded with just one out, and J.D. Cummins is at the plate. And Cummins is who got the whole rally started. He singled and scored. Actually, he didn't score. Russ Tillman scored 4. Calls for time. As the Moore has to tie his shoe. I don't think that's why he called time, but Cummins did call for time, and Moore, one of his cleats is untied. Jack Moore on the mound. Can't close the book on Hollis just yet because all 3 runners his responsibility. Big curveball called a strike on the outside corner. But for Hollis in the game, pitched a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 2. But the other 3 runs, as we said, would be his responsibility. Ball rolls away from the catcher. Truss will come home to score. Sliding in head first. And the Whippets cut into the lead by 1 more run. Everybody advances up. Second and third. Excuse me, that was J.T. Heron that came around to score, not Truss. Heron scores. And we'll have Goss at third, and Truss is at second. So it's a 1-1 count to J.D. Cummins. Fastball inside corner, about as far inside of the corner as you could get and still be considered a strike, even though one of the Whippet fans maybe did not agree that that one was in the zone. Moore from the stretch. Up high and outside, 2-2, changeup. Oh, low speed pitch there.
Come on, JD.
Well, first base is open, but back to the top of the order after this for the Whippets. 6 runs in the inning so far. Curve ball outside, ball 3. Oh, big pitch right here. Payoff pitch. Hit into the air, shallow right field. Elmore will come on and make the catch. Goss is going to tag up, and he'll be able to come home. So it goes down as a sacrifice fly. And J.D. Cummins has an RBI. So Braden Rigby makes his second plate appearance this inning. He walked his only other one back in earlier in the 6th inning. So today it's a couple of walks for Rigby. He's also struck out and grounded out. Is Moore taking a long time as they're going to try to kick the runner off, and they got him out. Picked the runner off out at second base, caught Brendan Truss napping, and got him. But in the inning, the Whippets get 7 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the 7th. 3-run ball game. New Hope leads Kosciusko 13-10.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell Media Sports.
A new ball game here from the Atala County Fairgrounds. As we entered the bottom of the 6th inning, we thought it might be a mercy rule situation. The Whippets needed to get some runs. They trailed at 13-3. They needed just 1 to keep it and force the 7th inning. Well, they got more than 3. They got 7. So 13-10. And Kosciusko trying to hold serve here and have a chance to walk this one off. As Brennan Adams will lead things off. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Trojans. Rowdy Roan on the mound for the Whippets. Will be a second full inning of work. Curveball inside, ball 1. Adams today, a really good performance. He's reached base every time been at the plate. He's got a couple of singles, a home run, and he was hit by a pitch, and he's got 2 runs scored. A pitch way outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. 7th innings for Whippets baseball, presented by the Bank of Commerce, which you can see from the ballpark here. It's right across from the fairgrounds. Low, ball 3. I believe the Bank of Commerce having the grand opening coming up soon. This week, next week, sometime. They're having a big grand opening celebration over there. I believe that's going to be on the 24th, a week from Tuesday. As Roan comes right down the middle, as he had to have that one, as it was 3-1. Took a little off of it, a little off speed, but it was right down Main Street, 3-1 the count. Roan back ready to go. Pulled into left field. It will get down for a base hit in front of Brooks Kewen. Man, Adams has had himself a day. We talked about the day that Edmonston has had, which, I mean, you'll probably read about this in the newspaper. The statewide players of the week. He's got a home run. He got 2 home runs and 5 runs driven in. But Adams has also had a great game. First pitch swinging for Willis, the third baseman, is drifting foul out towards the softball field. Oh. Farm Bureau foul ball. Strike one to the batter. As we might have a pitching change. The Whippets would go with it's Coach McBride walking out there, and might be Aiden Howard, it looks like, as Howard's running off the field. I assume maybe running off to get a different glove. He will. So, yeah, Aiden Howard's going to come in relief, or maybe Braxton Smith is going to come in. But Braxton Smith is coming back into the ball game. Okay. Looks like it is going to be Aiden Howard. So you're not quite sure. Both Smith and Howard are first basemen, but it will be Aiden Howard coming in to try to get the Whippets to the home half of the inning to walk it off. But they trail it 13-10, no outs in the top of the 7th inning. We'll step aside for that pitching change timeout.
Hi, this is Allison Schuler, CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala. You deserve care that's close to home and close to the heart. We offer swing bed services, rehabilitation, infusion therapy, and chemotherapy delivered with skill and compassion. Our emergency room is here when you need immediate care, and we provide outpatient laboratory, radiology, and respiratory services all under one roof. At Baptist Memorial Hospital Attala, you're not just a patient, you're our neighbor and our priority.
Sunstar Insurance walks with you through life's twists and turns, offering tailored coverage for every chapter. Our devoted team makes sure you have the choices and support you deserve, turning uncertainty into peace of mind. Whether you're securing a home, a car, or your future, we put reliability and care at the heart of every policy. With Sunstar Insurance, you're backed by a partner committed to protecting what matters.
I'm Robbie Robertson. I'm Bradley Tyler.
Sunstar Insurance, Court Square in Kosciusko.
Boswell Media Sports.
Aiden Howard on to pitch for the Whippets. He will be the 5th Whippet pitcher on the mound this ball game. He's going to try to get the Whippets to the bottom of the 7th inning. Here at the top of the 7th, New Hope leads it 13-10. And the only other defensive change is Braxton Smith coming back into the ball game at first base. So Aiden Howard will inherit an 0-1 count and a runner at first base. Rowdy Roan pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, walked 3, and struck out 1. Whippets have struck out 5 batters today. But taking a look at Aiden Howard's numbers on the mound throughout the season, he's gone 12 1/3. He has given up 10 hits, 10 runs, walked 8, and struck out 16. Let's look at his numbers on the year. So, right now, he will face Carson Willis. And an excuse me swing that the umpire says was not a swing at all. So, pitch was up in the zone for ball 1. I thought for sure he went around, but umpire said no. Carson Willis at the plate. From the stretch, Aiden Howard. Big breaking ball stays up. I say the stretch. I think Aiden pitches from the stretch all the time. I don't think he ever pitches from the windup, even with nobody on base. I think he's one of those that always goes from the stretch. Looks the runner at first, now throws to the plate, and there is an excuse me swing that goes off the screen to our right into the dugout. I don't know if it counts as an ugly seeker if it hits off of the netting. I'll have to go up the ladder to some of my pro guys and ask them. Throw over to first. If you keep wondering what I call the ugly seeker, it's because baseball rule says when there's a foul ball hit in the dugout, whoever player hits is the ugliest player. That's just sort of an old baseball rule. So We call it that. So you don't want to get hit by the ball when it goes into the dugout. So you're trying to dodge it. So that's sort of the terminology I use there. But a couple of throws over to first base as the runner kind of playing a little cat and mouse. It's a called strike three right down the middle. Aiden Howard comes in and gets the Dickerson Petroleum strikeout, looking his first, 6th for Whippet pitchers. And that'll be the first out of the inning. And now the pitcher, Jack Moore, steps up to the plate. The right-hander started the game behind home plate. And Moore today has reached base 3 times. He's reached via a walk, been hit by a pitch, and he singled and drove in a run. He also popped out. A curveball low for ball 1. I'll have to ask that ugly seeker question to my baseball dictionary pal. Throw over my pal named Jesse Goldberg Strassler. He's the play-by-play for minor league baseball team. He does some college baseball up in Michigan, sort of the Midwest area. But he wrote the Baseball Thesaurus. That's swinging strike 1. Got Moore to chase a high fastball, but the Baseball Thesaurus is exactly what it says. It's a book. It's like, you go to the library and get a regular thesaurus, and it gives you a million ways, different ways to say, whatever word. Just think of a word, and that's what a thesaurus does. You use it in English class to make your paper sound better. Half swing. It will poke it out to shortstop, where Brendan Truss will get it out of the air for out number 2. But it will bring up Cody Hollis, the shortstop, the number 9 batter in the lineup. But the Baseball Thesaurus does the same thing. It just gives you a history of baseball, and it gives you different ways to say hit or strike or swing or run or steal or things like that. So he's my go-to when I have a baseball question, is there's a throw over to first base. When I told him the other day, you literally wrote the book on baseball. So we're going to have to confer with him about that ugly seeker question. Runner's headed for second base. Schuler with the throw is going to go out in almost center field, but Truss was there backing up the throw. So a stolen base as the pitch was called a ball. The last time I conferred with my pal, Mr. Strassler, was on Country Jig. If you listen to the Baptist Memorial Hospital Talent Coaches Show, you heard Coach McBride and I talking about Country Jig, the ball game we used to play as kids. And that pitch is outside, ball 2. When I was asking the guy that wrote the book on baseball if he had ever heard of it. He said he had not. He had not heard of that ball game before. So I said maybe when we get a next edition of the Baseball Thesaurus, we add in Country Jig as in there. 2-0 pitch, swinging strike 1, high heat. Country Jig. We've had a whole thing about this, talking about it last week at basketball championships. I found out that in the Jackson area they call it Country J. Over near Meridian, Country Jake. I've been hearing that we call it relay or one hop. Around here Country Jig to the folks here in Kosciusko and Atala County. If you know, you know. Ball's poked into right field. It will get down for a base hit. Cummins up with it. And the run's going to come home to score. So that'll make it 14-10. And a runner at first base. We had just a little blooper over the bag at first base. Cody Hollis with a single and a run driven in. And it's back to the top of the order we go with Drew Glenn. And we just hit the 3-hour mark on our broadcast in our ball game. Our Central Electric Power Association first pitch came at 1:06. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. So, folks out here, I was going to say I hope people brought their sunscreen, but we know somebody did. Somebody bathed in it. Because you know how sunscreen smells, right? And we got a big waft of it up here in the press box. It's somebody. Runner's going down for second base. There's a throw, and he's out at second. Jackson Schuler throws out the runner, and the side is retired. In the inning, the New Hope Trojans get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Whippets trail it by 4. Back in 60 seconds here on Boswell Media Sports.
You bought lumber and you're ready to start digging post holes for that new fence, but not so fast. Do you know where your underground utilities are located? Central Electric Power Association urges you to call 811 for a free marking of underground electric lines and other utilities. Making the call before you dig can prevent a serious or fatal injury, plus it's the law in Mississippi. And please work safely around power lines. Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Watkins, Ward & Stafford is a full-service accounting firm that offers professional and personalized services and finance guidance for both business and personal matters. CPA Anita Goodrum and her team have years of valuable experience assisting both individuals and business representatives with their accounting and budgets. Whether it be QuickBooks, online hosting solutions, payroll services, or direct deposits, they'll provide you with friendly service that's sure to satisfy. Watkins, Ward & Stafford, leading our clients through the next generation of change.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Kosciusko trails it by 4, 14-10 to the New Hope Trojans. And we got a good one going here. These teams played a 1-run game last Monday up at New Hope over there in Lowndes County. And New Hope got a walk-off win. Kosciusko hoping they can return the favor and get a walk-off win here. Not a division game, as I said, but for the older generation, like I'm not saying I'm older, but just like from the 90s generation and early 2000s, this is a big ball game. I mean, Kosciusko and New Hope, it was tough. I mean, as we told you at the top of the broadcast, when these teams played, it was almost standing room only out here. It was so heated that, as I was talking in the press box before, I was on the drum line in high school, and it was just drum line. And the drum line got heated between each other at a football game. That tells you how much Kosciusko and New Hope didn't get along back in the day. But Braden Rigby steps in, top of the order for the Whippets. It's a fastball right down the middle for a strike. So Rigby, Kewen, and Howard up first for the Whippets. Jack Moore's second pitch. That's a ball. But, of course, the legendary game between these squads was, I think, 1998. It's 97 or 98. I can't quite remember. But Rigby looks at ball, too. It was North State Championship Series. Kosciusko goes to New Hope and wins game 1. It's like 1-0 or 2-0 or something like that. A big breaking curveball comes in for strike 2, 2-2. So Kosciusko wins game 1. All they have to do is win one more, and they'll go to the state championship. That was a Friday. On Saturday, they come back here as Rigby fouls that one off to stay alive. They come back here. New Hope wins game 1 of the day and then turns around and wins game 2. So New Hope goes to play for the state championship, and, nothing too crazy about that, but the same pitcher threw both games. That is what's crazy about that. It's not something you do in high school baseball, is that curveball, inside ball 3. In softball, it's fine. Softballers throw double headers all the time. That's not anything. But baseball, that's unheard of for somebody to throw 2 games and to win both of those games in the North State Championship Series. Outside ball 4. And the Whippets. We get a leadoff batter on. And up to the plate will be Brooks Kewen. Kewen's had a great game. 3 for 4 with 3 singles. 2 runs scored. Throw over to first. Whippets have to be weary about this. That's how that 6th inning ended. Brendan Truss got picked off out at second base. Jack Moore with just a super quick throw. Fastball inside, ball 1-2, Brooks Kewen. But Shane Bazell was the pitcher for New Hope that pitched both of those ball games. Got drafted by the Oakland A's. I don't think he ever made it to the pros, but he played some minor league ball for a while. But you can do that, yeah, you're going to get somebody's attention. Fastball, called strike. 1-1. One count. Kewen, the left-hander. Working against the right-hander, Jack Moore. Curveball inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Brooks Kewen. 14-10. Kosciusko trails at bottom of the 7th. 7th innings brought to you by Bank of Commerce. Strike 2, fastball right down the middle. 14-10. It sounds like a football game. That's what it sounds like. Picking a football. It's spring football, not too far away. About a month or 2, month and a half. Hoping to be back out there at Landrum Field, right across from beyond the outfield wall. Ball's inside, rolls away from the catcher Adams, and Rigby will take second base. So now the Whippets have a runner in scoring position. It's a full count to Brooks Kewen. Aiden Howard standing on deck. Oh. Kewen trying to get on base. The wind blowing out to dead center. It's a little pull to the right side. Bouchelon will grab it, and he'll throw to first for the out. It'll advance Rigby over to third base, though. And there will be 1 out in the inning. So 4-3 on the putout. And Aiden Howard at the plate. Aiden Howard today reached base 3 times. 2 courtesy of a walk, once on a double. He also grounded into a fielder's choice. That pitch low, but Adams keeps it in front of him to keep Braden Rigby down at third base. Yeah, Howard scored in the first, and then he came around to score in that big 6th inning that the Whippets put together. In the first, he scored on that Carson Filial home run ball. Breaking ball, inside and low. Ball 2. 2-0. The count. Got a lot of candidates for our Autumn Ridge Dental Player of the Game. Of course, depending on how this one ends, you might have someone who just wins the ball game for you. Could end up being a player of the game. 3-0 the count to Aiden Howard. Oh, I think you might not see him swing right here. And he will draw a walk. Whippets will have him on the corners. And we're going to have a visit to the mound. So, the coaching staff was having to ask the umpire how many mound visits he had left because there's been a lot of walks to the mound. So they got to send another coach out there to the mound to talk to the pitchers. And now they're trying to sort out with the behind the home plate umpire just about how many, mound visits are left and all of that. So, yeah, different coach walks out there to bring in the infield. But as it stands, Whippets will have runners at the corners. and 1 out, and Carson Filial up at the plate. Oh, an exciting ball game here on a just absolutely beautiful day. A little central Mississippi March springtime day as they're ending spring break this week for the schools. We'll be back in session on Monday. Carson Filial up to the plate, 2 for 4 today, a home run and a single, strikeout and a ground out. 2 runs driven in. Swinging strike one, a fastball, just not able to catch up with it. Well, no balls, 1 strike. Infield back, they're hoping for a double play ball to end the ball game for New Hope. They're playing back up the middle. Moore from the stretch. Curve ball is hit foul. Atala County Farm Bureau foul ball. Off to the right. Filial behind in the count now, 0-2. Oh. Checks the runner at first, does Moore. And they throw over to third. Fake the throw to third and throw to first. They say that he is out at first base. The Whippets want a balk call. Can't do that anymore in the pros in college. You can't fake a throw to third and throw to first. But I guess in high school that's still a thing. But Moore, that's 2 that he's picked off. He does have a great pickoff move, but now how that changes things is there's just 1 strike away from New Hope getting out of the ball game. Because it's an 0-2 count. Or excuse me, a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Carson Filial. A little bit up. Well, now he says 1 ball, 2 strikes. So I'm going to give him an extra pitch. Oh, Whippets down on their final strike. And curveball. Filial stays alive at the plate. Boy, Moore trying some theatrics out there with that slow kick up. He picks his leg up super slowly. Trying to throw off the batter. See, pitchers do stuff like that. Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count to the Whippets third baseman, Carson Filial. Already with 1 home run today. As Moore kicks and delivers. Outside. Ball 2. 2-2. Trying to get Filial to chase that curveball. Filial's been sitting on the curveball. He's got a piece of it. He just hasn't been able to put it out in play. That's low. Ball 3. Full count. Jackson Schuler standing on deck. If Filial can extend the at-bat, if he extends the at-bat or he extends the game. Here's the payoff pitch. That slow kick. Swinging strike 3. Got him to chase a high fastball, and that will do it. New Hope gets the win 14-10. An exciting ball game here from Kosciusko. The Whippets fall to 8-7. New Hope improves to 8-7 on the season. We'll step aside for an extended break. We come back, we'll wrap it up quickly and name our player of the game.
Hi, this is Allison Schuler, CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital Atala. You deserve care that's close to home and close to the heart. We offer swing bed services, rehabilitation, infusion therapy, and chemotherapy delivered with skill and compassion. Our emergency room is here when you need immediate care, and we provide outpatient laboratory, radiology, and respiratory services all under one roof. At Baptist Memorial Hospital Atala, you're not just a patient, you're our neighbor and our priority.
At Pickles Drug Store, your pharmacist does more than fill prescriptions. They're your guide to better health. We help you understand your medications, ensure your insurance is handled smoothly, and answer all your questions with care. Because at Pickles, you're not just a customer, you're part of our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Pickle. My staff and I are here to serve you.
Visit us today on the east side of the square in Kosciusko. Pickles Drug Store, your community Health Mart pharmacy, Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Watkins Ward & Stafford is a full-service accounting firm that offers professional and personalized services and finance guidance for both business and personal matters. CPA Anita Goodrum and her team have years of valuable experience assisting both individuals and business representatives with their accounting and budgets. Whether it be QuickBooks, online hosting solutions, payroll services, or direct deposits, they'll provide you with friendly service that's sure to satisfy. Watkins Ward & Stafford, leading our clients through the next generation of change.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Have you been putting off coming to the dentist lately? Hello, I'm Dr. Adam Middleton from Autumn Ridge Dental in Kosciusko. We know life has been busy and routines have changed for many. However, we do not want you to neglect your oral health. We are treating patients with a mindset we have always held, that proper, regular, preventive care can help keep your mouth healthy and functioning properly. We want all our patients to have a smile they can be proud of. Please call us at 662-289-7076 for an appointment. Come see us and we will give you something to smile about.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
"Oh, come on. Seriously? This is so extra."
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Get someone who can actually help.
Call State Farm agent Angel Alvin McDonald at 662-289-3161.
Boswell Media Sports.
It is the Angel Albin McDonald State Farm post-game show. Going to make it a quick wrap-up here as we've had a long day at the ballpark. New Hope defeats Kosciusko 14-10. Kosciusko trailed at 13-3 going to the bottom of the sixth inning. Looked like it might be a mercy rule situation. But Whippets are able to fight back, and force that seventh inning, and then, get to it in the seventh and have an opportunity. But New Hope just a little bit too much. Let's take a look at the pitching staff for the Whippets. Carson Filial goes 2 innings, gives up 5 hits, walks 3, strikes out 1, gives up 4 runs. Rigby goes 1 1/3, gives up 5 hits, 7 runs, only 2 earned runs. He strikes out 1. For Jack Vance, 1 2/3, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, walked 1, 2 strikeouts. Rowdy Roan pitched an inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 1. Aiden Howard came into the ball game, got 1 inning of work, gave up 1 hit, and struck out 1. For the New Hope Trojans, they used a number of different pitchers. It was Wesley Prevost who started the ball game 1 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 1, and then he brought in Dalton Elmore. He got the lion's share, 3 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 5. And then Davis Lambert came in, didn't pitch any innings, technically didn't record an out. He gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, walked 1. And then you had Cody Hollis come in, pitch a third of an inning. He gave up 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks. And then Jack Moore, the catcher, was previously the catcher, came in, and he goes 1 2/3, walks 2, strikes out 1. For the Whippets, offensively, you had doubles from Aiden Howard and Brennan Truss. You also had a home run from Carson Filial. And looking at hits from Jackson Schuler, J.T. Herod, Bradley Goss, and J.D. Cummins. But our Autumn Ridge Dental Player of the Game is going to go to Brooks Hewitt, the left fielder. Brooks Hewitt in the game today. He had 3 hits and scored 2 runs. So he went 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored. And so Brooks Kewen is going to be your Autumn Ridge Dental Player of the Game. So big thank you to Donald back in the studio, keeping us on the air. I believe our next scheduled broadcast, if you look at the schedule, isn't until the West Lauderdale game, but we're going to try to pick up a game in between now and then just because we lost a few due to basketball. So we'll make sure we have that for you online at breezynews.com. The Whippets are back home here next Friday, taking on Yazoo City, a division game. They can secure a spot in the postseason with the win in that one. So also got to say thank you to everyone at Boswell Media Sports, Melissa, Johnny, BMO, Laura, Ashley, Macy, everyone involved with that whole product. But that does indeed do it for us here from Kosciusko. The Whippets fall 14-10 for our entire crew. Breck Riley signing off, saying good night, or good afternoon, I should say, and go Whippets.